I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.
Yeah, I'm here. It's cold, man. I'm cold, y'all. It's 30 degrees. It's 30 degrees down here, man. Yeah, hey y'all. Hey y'all. Y'all up there, the northern states called and they want their weather back. Okay. Y'all need to take this weather back up there. Okay. You up in Washington State, you in Chicago, you in Minneapolis, New York. Come take y'all's weather back. It's too cold down here, man. I'm sorry, man. It's 30 degrees outside. I can't listen, y'all. I can't handle this no more. It was fun years ago when I was young, man. I'm old now. I don't appreciate this 35 degrees outside. I'm sorry. I don't. And it's rainy too. Now, okay. Now, Big Cap said, "Why should we teach power when people without power will try to take it away?" I'm not. I'd rather that to be. I'd rather that be the focus. What's going on, Queen Sun Kids? I'm not gonna be here very long because I got something planned for the afternoon, and so yeah. Um, I'm just really. I'm looking at some people talking online, and I'm really it's like they're missing the point. They're missing the plot, right? This idea that white supremacy is going to fall because of the black peen, because white women are going to choose black men somehow that's supposed to, because the black man supposed to have the bigger peen, and white boys are crashing out, and that's going to end white domination in America. I don't know how some of y'all come to this conclusion that is going to happen. No. Let's look at South Africa is a prime example of this, right? Yeah, South Africa has more black people than white people, yet white people control the economics, the banking institutions, the military. Yes, the military is in South Africa is still white. So 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 the military, the business structure in South Africa is still white dominated. The financial institutions in the military. So for some of y'all who thinking, oh well, because of Nick Fuentes of the world and how white boys are crashing out, you know, and white women are not going to are not making babies with these Gen Z and millennial white men. Uh, I don't know what makes you think that the influx of interracial couples or influx of white women or Hispanic, or white women going to Hispanic, or Hispanic, black, or Asian men is going to change the dynamic when it comes to white supremacy or white domination, or the power structure of today. I don't know why y'all uh uh think that think that's going to happen. Because, and it's like what somebody said. Now I was watching the live stream on Sly, right? Because Sly was talking about old girl who got her YouTube channel taken away from her, and I was going to respond to her losing her monetization for that racist, for the blackface thing, and I'm like, well, she's so stupid. It's like what Sly said, she's a waste of white. Okay, you waste of white privilege. If I was a white person, I'd use that white privilege and making money instead of being a Pearl 2.0. But anyway, what's going on, Queen?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Oh, that's good. Go ahead. I was enjoying the topic.
Yeah. Then I'm hearing people like ism trying to say game. You got to get game. I'm like, that's not everybody is taught. Not everybody has game, and stop thinking that game is everything. It gets on my nerves that everybody thinks game is the end all be all of everything. Man, it's not. Game does not provide food and shelter and clothing. That's not game. Game is just me is a man talking to a woman. He got the gift of gab, and only and that and it's only for mating purposes. That's all what game's about. And it's kind of like, I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna talk about this too, though, right? It's it's who's in the chat room? Oh, so, and it's like what I said this years ago when I got on that airplane and went to El Paso. Because I was invited to go to El Paso. Some of y'all was mad. Well, who wouldn't you rather listen to? Somebody telling you, "Hey, get on this airplane, and I'm gonna show you how a courtroom is," or stay home and listen to people talk about getting bitches. Well, I'd rather get on the airplane and know what's inside ins out of a courtroom.
You ain't want no
See,
bitches? You ain't
I
want no
mean,
bitches? You gotta get the bitches.
I understand that, Queen, but the problem is, Queen, the priorities is fucked up. Like people's and then though they wonder why, then they wonder why someone like a Pearl was sneaking into these conversations, and she will exploit people because you're too focused. I mean, we as men are too focused about the quote unquote bitches, right?
Yeah.
Now I don't use that term. I don't use that term, bitch. But I'm using their words, not mine. So I mean, the power dynamics is not going to change until people actually realize that until people sit there and notice, I don't know, the pattern of failure. You know.
Yeah. I mean, they don't care about no failure. They looking for bitches.
Yeah, like me, women are the last thing on my mind at this point, you know, because I always believe though, the idea of slaying the dragon first, then get then get then get the princess later on. Why go after the princess first when you hadn't slain the dragon?
Cause he gonna come steal her. Like Bowser did Mario.
I'm just saying. I'm just being real on it. I mean the mindset of how some people are. You know, um, I just like.
Well, when you're not accomplishing anything else, then getting bitches is a priority.
I guess so. I mean, I don't. I guess so. I guess that's not really priority. You know.
You got other things that are priority, but just think about the men that's always talking about get bitches. What else do they have?
Nothing else to talk about. You
And
know.
the whole we gonna breed them out. Like if that ain't the most asinine, ignorant shit ever. You see these black families turn white within a generation or two.
Hmm.
So I don't know what the hell, what kind of what's the genetics? I don't know what kind of genetics these people study or what the hell they think this is. But you're not gonna breed nobody out with your little funky ass penis. It's ignorant as hell.
Now I don't understand that point of like the we supposed to breed out white supremacy. White supremacy is the mindset. Has
Right.
nothing to do with with skin color. Because I always been saying this though. I always been saying the most extremist white supremacists are people who are black. Because I mean Candace Owens, Hodge twins, them black MAGA, black manosphere, black, you know, that old African,
Well,
like
ain't the Hodge twins? Ain't they biracial?
yeah.
We can't count them. They biracial.
Well, I'm gonna count them anyway. But the point I'm trying to say is the most white supremacists are people who are you don't have to be white to practice white supremacy.
I don't think we should call them white supremacists. I think we should call them mentally ill because
And
they're
then
fucking mentally ill.
and then though, man, we got this tether.
Not a
Well,
tether.
yeah. What's that old ass African nigga? that African name named Frank Frank Zumba. I've been looking at
Oh
him
shit,
talking
I
about,
don't know.
man, I want to climbing this damn stream, and them white folks are propping his ass up too, because he be trying to wag his finger at black Americans and shit. That he's on, and you see white. When I see white people prop up, black people up, I'm looking at y'all sideways. I'm looking at y'all sideways, like, huh? I mean, and all he does is do this. Oh, I'm an African, and you are black. You black Americans, y'all can't. You African American community, y'all can't sit there. And I'm like, if you
This is why.
get your old ass out of my face with that shit, you fucking tether. See, tethers are on that white supremacist shit too.
Yeah, this is
Now,
why I can't be a Pan Africanist. Cause no, thank you.
and I'm not even Pan African. That's why everybody telling me, well, if you Pan African, no, take that Pan African shit and shove it up your ass.
No, I can't be a Pan African. Now I will rock the red, black, and green. I will do that, but no, I'm not a Pan African.
Yeah,
They come over here and disrespect us and tell their children not to play with our children and say we lazy and follow us around stores like the Asians do. It's really crazy. We ain't the same peoples. Mm-mm, we not.
If you know who Frank Azuma is, he's one of them people who gets on these panels. He tried to be the next Walter Williams. He tried to be the next
Are the doors of the church open?
yeah, I guess.
Well, don't sound
Anyway,
too excited. Good morning. Good morning, lovely
morning.
people. Good day. Why y'all laughing, man? I thought I was gonna be welcome. Okay, I'm going on mute. I would like to contribute to the conversation. That's why I'm here. That's it.
Okay.
I'm not here to be messy, believe it or not. I'm just here to contribute to the conversation in the most agreeable fashion I can muster up. Okay? All right.
Okay. All right. So I'm just like I just like why y'all keep falling for the circular argument and not deading this thing out right away. I mean, at some point, at some point, you know, my problem with my problem with the tethers, right? And I know I'm not on that. I'm not on that. What's his name? I'm not on that bandwagon with Tariq Nasheed. All right, I ain't no fan of Tariq Nasheed,
Are you
but
not an FBA?
but I'm not on the FBA movement bullshit. But at the same time, every time I see a black person, a black American defending him or herself, there's some African or some Caribbean come right up in the way, say, well, man, the culture this and the culture, we got to change, the culture this, nigga, shut the fuck up.
We gotta stop calling them niggas too.
And I'll be serious. Like, I mean, like Tondo when I remember back in 2015, 2016, there's this guy named Burgess Owens, right?
Hmm.
Burgess Owens went on Fox News. If you know who Burgess Owens is, he's a football player. He played for the New York Jets in the 70s, right? And he is now a congressman from the state of Utah, right? But anyway, so this is during that whole Black Lives Matter thing, and this is during that whole when LeBron James was doing that protesting for doing his little thing too, and then when Laura Ingram was sitting there talking about LeBron James, telling LeBron James just shut up and dribble, and why you worried about police brutality. Here's Burgess Owens. He showed up on a damn show on a Laura Ingraham show, and all they say, well, I think LeBron James should be more, instead of him worrying about police brutality, he should be worried about the fatherless homes. What does that have to do with police shooting your ass? I mean, the last time I checked, Jordan Davis came from a 2-parent household. So what see, I'm really getting tired of these arguments. And Burgess Owens sitting up there just sitting there, you know, is always some Jamaican, some fucking ass Haitian, some fucking ass Caribbean, or some fucking African get up in the gun works. And I'm gonna say this too. I see this bullshit in Great Britain too. Anytime I see a black kid in London getting shot and killed by the London police, here is some Nigerian over coming on the BBC and talking about, well, like you black Britons, y'all need to fix your homes and fix your house. That's why though your boy got killed.
Mm.
You know, it's always some, they always step right in the middle where they had nothing, we say they had no business talking. That's my problem with them. Fix your own shit first.
Yeah, it's a tactic, otherwise known as deflection. For instance, what you just mentioned, there is a specific topic on the table, and then somebody wants to knock that off and introduce a whole different topic. That's a tactic, otherwise known as deflection. And people practice that in the hope that you're too stupid to notice. They want to invoke a visceral response from you. And it's up to the individual to stay focused on their topic. And it's like, we weren't talking about this. We were talking about that.
Right. I'm just tired. I'm just tired of them. There's always some old. And ever since that Charlie Kirk thing, I side-eyed him during the Charlie Kirk thing. When Charlie Kirk,
You talking about the Africans?
when Charlie Kirk got shot and killed, right? All I see these Africans talking about, Charlie Kirk this, Charlie, not knowing Charlie Kirk disrespect Black Americans, disrespect black people as a whole. And here you get all these videos from these tethers and these fucking Africans, talking about, man, he believes in Christianity.
So sad about Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was a man of God.
Right. Yeah. I'm looking at them sideways, like, you don't see him putting memes up about black women or this, that, blah blah blah. Black women are the most ungrateful women on the planet.
Because
they not talking about them. He's talking about us. They don't give a fuck about us. They don't consider themselves us.
But guess what? With Charlie Kirk,
right, Queen, they don't.
Yeah, you're right, Queen. The problem is with Charlie Kirk talking about them niggas too. He talking about them niggas too. But the problem is they don't even sit there and see that shit.
Is he talking about them?
Yeah.
Do these people really talk about them? They don't talk about them. They talk about us. They use them against us. So I am for shutting down that border. I'm for no migration. I'm for it. Fuck all the bullshit. Yeah, they don't see themselves as us. So, they don't have any problems, playing up whatever their negative stereotype or diatribe these people want to put on us, because they don't consider themselves. They didn't even, when I was growing up, them people didn't even call themselves black. If you call them black, they be ready to fight you. They only started calling themselves black when the conversation of reparations started coming up.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you partially the reason why though they're scared of that reparations debate, right? Now it doesn't matter whether you for it or against it. The thing is when they're scared of it because eventually they might have to pay something up too. That's why though they're scared of it.
They don't got no money to pay shit. Look at
Oh
Africa.
yes, yes they do. Hold on, is this? Hold on, Nella, is
I
this you?
Yeah, I don't know how to get the other avatar off. Do you know how to do it? Oh, there
I
you
got
go.
it. Okay,
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, I was trying to retrieve a video to put in the back chat for you titled all the criminal acts that Trump's administration has committed. It's a very concise, you know, video. So I was trying to retrieve that and that's how I
Okay.
got dropped off. No
Okay.
problem.
Okay. I'll look at it later on. 'Cause I'm not gonna be here very long because I got something to do. I gotta go to sleep and then I gotta do something in the afternoon. But
Yeah,
yeah.
that's no problem. I just put it there for your enjoyment to view. It's condensed. It's specific. It's by a lawyer's channel, so he emphasizes what rights and legal terminology there is to attribute to how Trump is just basically bitch slapping everybody. Basically.
Right. Right. And, you know, I'm just, you know. Yeah, I be looking at this Frank this nigga named Frank Z. He started as Frank Z. He always talk about maintenance. Africans don't know nothing about maintenance. And then nigga, you in New York, go back home and tell them Africans about maintenance. And then though he tried to bring that self hatred bullshit over here, and them white people on Twitter and white people on YouTube, they're propping his ass up as that's the next one, you know, the next black go to black person because I guess Candace, you know, Candace Owens kind of soured on their she kind of soured the apple cart.
A
So
lot of people don't like Candace because she's married to that white man. If it wasn't for
true.
that, they would be, rolling with her. But um, I mean, she values her family, so I'm not going to condemn that. What I'm saying is, when it comes to people that want to really go hard for her, they pause because she's married to a white man. That's a
Hmm.
distraction for their commitment.
Right. You know.
Do you think that Candace would have a more advantageous career if she married black? Let's say
What?
she married a Tether or a Nigerian or whatever these people are that disparage us black Americans. Do you think that because it looks black that they would be more in tune, or are we allowed to just let people love who they want to love?
I, um, I think I don't think Candace would made it that far if she was married to a tether or married to a black person, another black man. Period.
They wouldn't have
Yeah,
they
she
wouldn't
could have
have
married with
allowed
Byron
her.
Daniels, and they could have ran up
Mm,
the cool road together.
No,
that's interesting.
no.
That's
She
an
needed
interesting. No, Big J is a black man. He's telling us how black men operate.
yeah,
He
because
A black man wouldn't want his woman to be out front like that.
no, because she. Hold on. Oh, it's Kosher. Hold on. I'm gonna put Kosher up in here. You know, see what's going on, Kosher. So I think that I think no. I don't think a black man would allow her. She wouldn't have got that far if she was married to a black man, and it may not. And I'm saying it not because he would
Uh-huh.
not allow her to go that far.
Uh-huh.
The optics wouldn't
Oh,
it
okay. I'm
wouldn't, you
glad
know,
you put that word in the mix because for a minute I thought you were saying that it's a black man's tendency to hold their woman back. So I'm glad you put the emphasis on optics as the
yeah,
issue.
yeah,
Okay.
the
I
optics,
appreciate that.
the optics would, the optics wouldn't allow that, you
You
know.
had me
Um,
paranoid for a minute. It's like, is this a black man saying that black men hold black women back?
Hey,
I mean,
hello everybody.
go ahead. What's going on?
Told you.
Good morning.
Hey. I hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving.
Holiday
Hey,
greetings to you as well.
miss you, haven't seen you in a while, so you got to pop up.
Likewise, likewise. And no one could ever forget about you. I've missed you too.
You too. I just popped up here to say hello because you was up here and I hadn't seen you. I ain't in the space as much as I used to be, but I do miss your presence. And may you have a
Like
happy
same,
holiday.
yeah. Like everybody that I've checked in on is doing all right. I haven't heard any bad news as because I do make my rounds, just like Big J does, just like Queen does. We all make our rounds, and we would be informed based on making our rounds as to whether or not anybody has fallen by the wayside. As far as I'm aware of, everybody is uh doing their thing and keeping keeping it going. So I'm confident that you're doing well.
Oh,
You know.
I'm sitting up here in the skid still, trying to get this thing done.
Now, to be candid, this is the anniversary of my brother's death, my only brother's death. So
I'm,
I do have some, emotional distractions at the moment, but for the most part, as far as everyday living, it's the same routine as always, and that's a good thing. And thank you for your well wishes and your blessings and the pronouncement of you saying that you came up here to talk to me. I appreciate you. God bless your family. Thank you.
and you too, and may you have a happy 2026. And hey, Big J, hey, Thunder,
Amen
I
to
ain't
that.
mean to not speak to y'all. I just hadn't seen Mel in a while or heard from her. So, you know,
Hmm.
y'all get on back to this politicking. But y'all, congrats, and I'll be in the chat.
You know what, Koja? Everything about you is impactful. And when I say impactful, I mean in a multifaceted way. You are not anything to sneeze at. You're a significant woman. And the fact that you recognize me enough to come up here and say hi, that 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 plants something in my soul. And I appreciate you for that.
Mel is
There are
so
those
crazy.
among us that think we don't matter to people that we've had conversations with, exchanged pleasantries or arguments with. But believe it or not, everybody, Big J, Queen, Koja, everybody that's listening now and in the future, trust and believe, nobody has forgotten you. Nobody. Don't let anybody play you like you nobody and no.
No, actually,
You
Rudem. Actually, I sent him $200 by accident the other day. He sent it back. I was so
Yeah,
happy.
he's
He,
another
he
one that's
did.
unforgettable. He's unforgettable. Like we can't deny people
I'm
who
not
are
saying good. I'm just
unforgettable.
saying he sent it back. A lot of people would not have done that, and it was by accidental hit. You know how you
Well,
cash
he
out people.
making money, so he can afford to
Yeah,
send it back. If he
and
couldn't afford to send it back, he wouldn't have sent it back. He can afford to send it back.
Now, why would you say that? Why would you say that?
Mela,
Hold on.
you want to know why I said that?
Yeah, why? Why?
There
Why?
was a
Why would you?
time.
Hold on. Somebody jump on the panel. Never mind. Go ahead. Go ahead. I heard a noise. Go ahead.
There was a time when Rue, I guess maybe a decade ago, was hustling hair weave, and that's the time I'm referring to. Back in the days when he was hustling hair weave, he just would not, most likely, would not have sent the money back. But now that he doesn't have to hustle hair weave, he's like, oh, okay. Are you sure you meant this for me? No, as a matter of fact, you keep it. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a different person because he's experiencing financial blessings. As a matter of fact, he's announced that he wants to share his blessings. So,
Yeah.
you
So,
know,
Oh, oh, oh,
yeah,
yeah.
he, he,
So
he
one
can
thing I
be.
just wanted to say, remember we were back there fussing Miller? I heard it during Trump first pregnancy, when presidency or campaign election, when he said, I'm gonna value education I'm gonna value experience over education. So
Mhm.
all this stuff coming full circle is crazy because you know that was crazy back then. And they were
Don't
talking
forget to
about the
pick up
soft
that link
life
in the back
was
chat, Koja,
um,
before you leave. Pick up that
okay.
link in the back chat and
Oh,
look at it later when you got a chance.
yeah. And they was talking about we was the soft life. Remember the soft life era? And they was I was like, nah, it don't sound so good. So it's just funny to see it all coming full circle, what his intention was from his first presidency
From the
to
first time. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I just discovered that if he wanted to, he could try to manipulate an arrangement where he could be vice president forever. Because apparently, vice presidents, they don't have term limits like presidents do.
oh
So
wow.
that's a way for him to stick in the game and take advantage of these, international contributions, you know, on that level. But anyway, back to Big J and what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
I'm gonna go on mute. And I'm
all
gonna
right.
grab it.
Where was we at?
We was talking about somebody maintaining. They was always using the term maintaining. Does that ring a bell from what you were saying? Because I don't know these names you bringing up. I have no idea who these people
You know,
are.
like maintenance. You want to tell Africans that,
That's the word
uh,
you use, maintenance. Yeah.
yeah, Africans don't know maintenance, and then he come over on this side of the Atlantic and try to tell black people here in America about, well, y'all need to get over this and y'all need to get over that and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, bruh, do you know white people using you in your channel because you want to sit there and you know, I'm just saying. I mean, like they're clueless. They're clueless. I'm gonna take my problems with the tether community, right? My problem is y'all come from black dominated countries, going to countries where the black population is the minority, and then you're blaming them for reactions, for the racist reactions that white people are doing. You know, every all the time. That's my problem with them. You know.
Because it's crazy that you would take the people that part did the stuff and then believe them. They committed all kind of genocide. It's all kind of unalivings. I'm on my TikTok language, so you be back and forth. But they did all this. They stole more than anybody, but they tell us we're a thief. And you go to the very people who say that about us, and I'm gonna believe them when they say we lazy. And you see their actions in their own countries, because it's not like Africa not colonized. It's not like they aren't colonized. And I mean, India, it wasn't like they weren't colonized over in India. So you're gonna envy the oppressor and submit, and then you want to be in proximity to this white supremacy. And that's who you believe. But you say you're smart, but when I say we got a lot of stuff, they want to dress up in book smarts. But that's the dumbest thing ever. You're gonna take the word of the thief, the biggest unaliver out of all of the races and ethnicities, and you're gonna believe him. And they did the same thing in your country, but you in denial about it. But they have to be in denial in Africa about it, because until they come to terms with their original true sin and what they did to Black Americans, if you want to use the term FBA or whatever, for lack of a better term, if they haven't come into an admission of what they did and ownership of that, they still handcuffed to the white man, and they still defending that because they're defending themselves. When they say in AA, the first thing you have to do is admit there is a problem. Say, hey, we did some
Right.
foul ass mess. And you know what? We wrong. But long as they don't admit that, they have to defend it. And they're going to be handcuffed to or shackled to white supremacy.
Right. Because Right, because I just like I'm glad that what happened to Visak Ramaswamy. What happened to him. I'm glad what happened to us Richie Sunak in Great Britain. Y'all come up in these white men governments, and then y'all act like those y'all one of the guys, and then turn to find out. Oh, well, Kosher must have left. Come to find out, they kicked it to the curve.
Shout out to Koja.
Yeah, shout out to Kosher. Yeah, and
And
they said
Kevin is on the panel. Don't forget to acknowledge the greatest man
I know Mela.
Well,
Mela, I
yeah,
know her.
thank you, baby. But yeah, he was finishing up. What you say, VJ?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like what they did to vice president's the vice president's wife. The disrespect to JD Vance's wife. Like
Mm.
y'all don't see the disrespect. Now JD Vance disrespect his wife that same day when the same time period when old girl grabbing the back of his head.
Mm.
Charlie Kirk's wife.
Erica.
Erica. Erica. What's her name?
Kirk.
Erica. Yeah, Erica Kirk. Yeah, was rubbing on the back of his head. Now, come on, y'all don't see the disrespect in y'all faces.
That lady is gonna contribute to the white patriarchy, and she is gonna give her husband up, and she probably give her children up for white patriarchy. I'm gonna see if she's gonna be that giving to white supremacy. Give up your man.
Good morning, Mel. Hey, Koja, how you doing, Queen?
Hey, yeah.
What's up there, Big J?
Yeah, we're going, Kev.
Hey, Big J. Well, I wanted to ask you why you was on the politics thing. This is what I wanted to ask you. Do you think, talking in Minnesota, do you think that if Ilhan Omar is tied to the corruption and the stealing of the taxpayer dollars, that she should be unseated?
I don't know about that. I really have no idea about that. What's going on in Minnesota? I mean, I know they've been trying years though to get rid of her. And
well, that's just because they don't like her. But see, but Minnesota, outside of her, the big thing with Minnesota is that all of them went under the system under false pretenses. A lot of them did, and then they sent the money back to their home country, almost $1.7 billion worth of funds, and it was using the autistic thing and all that to get the government money, all the government funding. And that's why it's such a big thing with Minnesota. And they did it right. Now that, and some of my friends I know personally and things like that, when we have the discussions about immigrants illegal and birthright citizenship and stuff like that, I never considered the 13th, 14th, or 15th Amendment for anybody but black people. They just ain't want to say black people, and that was right after the Civil War. But he was hell bent on saying, well, no, they don't use government tax money and stuff like that. So you cannot tell me them people just walked across the border and got everything by their bootstraps and have no complaints and nothing like that, and none of them on the damn system, dog. Now I found out that now they say that, okay, well, the reason in California mainly, if you get pregnant, that is a child get all those benefits. Right? All of them. We're talking about food stamps, we got housing and all of that kind of stuff, even before the child's born. And my argument was, okay, and then they come preach to our side, the black side and our society, that's America side, that it's not a baby till it's born. It's when they talk about abortion rights. So on one end, you got them, you're getting full benefits like that, the housing and everything for a zygote or whatever the child is at the time. And at this end, it's not considered a child by law in case of abortions. I don't get that. I get the play on it, but I don't think a child that's born over here on American soil, like they're doing, crossing the border, having a baby, but the baby's American, and they thought that was going to hold it in. That's why they thought that would hold the mother here. But like Trump said, that okay, if the mother can take the child with him, so we ain't splitting families. So, but that was always the play for Mexicans, especially in El Salvadorians and stuff like that. So my thing is, yeah, I think all of them illegal because I don't believe any of them fall under the 14th Amendment. I don't believe in birthright citizenship ever, never did. All my life, I didn't believe it in elementary school.
That's what's
Well,
up.
Can I add something to the conversation? Now,
Yeah.
when I work for the health department, which has been a while, when they say, and it's kind of disingenuous when Democrats say they don't qualify for certain things unless it's changed. When somebody come into the country, and a lot of Hispanic women did this, what they call the anchor babies, they qualify for 3 months of Medicaid. That meant if they, your last 3 months is, when you having a baby, that's where the biggest of the hospital bill is.
Okay.
Up until then, you could go to the health department for treatment. You could go for your pregnancy. Like if you had to have tests, you would have to pay for that. And if you had to have but they had charities that would, let's say they weren't pregnant, that would do the for your breast.
That's why so
mammogram.
many of them are
And
Catholics. The
it's
Catholic Church helped them.
disingenuous when Democrats say that they don't give funds to immigrants, because when they first step here, when they go and sign up for the first 3 months, they are eligible for Medicaid. And that's if you have a high-risk pregnancy, a child that goes in the hospital during that 3 months, or you have a C-section, that is actually what they're talking about. So I don't like to say that out loud, but it's your credibility that goes into question. And that's why people actually really be saying, they being disingenuous, because no, they don't qualify for the Medicaid like the traditional, your child got it, I got a 5-year-old or 2-year-old, and they get it. Not like that forever. But once those children are U.S. citizens, they do begin to qualify for those Medicaid benefits then. So it's kind of, Democrats need to really be honest about that, because it makes their credibility go down, because people actually know that they're lying about it.
It would be cool if they stopped lying. That would be cool.
And say the real, because you lie about a little, that means people are going to disbelieve you about the other parts too. So they're like, I don't know, I don't work in that industry, and it's something
like Kamala tried to insult our intelligence by claiming she's black. Like, baby, just run your course. You ain't got to lie to kick it.
Yeah, she didn't have to go there at all. She could have.
Wait. But how can y'all do that when Trump was the one who brought it up the first place?
But they was questioning even his parentage. They actually was questioning Trump parentage, because when they went back doing the stuff, the easiest way to discredit somebody is to get them to look at the other person. I remember, and I didn't read it all the way, they was really questioning about his mother, and when she was, they was questioning it.
Well,
and Ivanka
about him having KKK affiliations.
But even his children wouldn't be able. His children wouldn't be able to run, because Donald Trump children have to be born to an American-born citizen, to American-born parents, and I think that he wouldn't even.
Yeah, she's not.
Yeah, he wouldn't even be able to run and stuff. So, it's a lot of stuff, and
it's real complicated. And we're not gonna forget about the time that Trump tried to infer that Obama wasn't an American. That was a real pathetic move on his part. It was like, are you intimidated by this man?
But the irony is that he is only 2 generations in. Trump is only 2 generations in. I mean, his dad.
Exactly. He's a hypocrite.
And his dad was the first American-born citizen, so that's 1 generation and himself. Because before that, his people came, and you're questioning Black Americans who have been here for over 400 years.
What Black Americans though are you talking about? I don't think nobody questioned.
But no, I'm saying if they, when they want, because they do hype a lot of stuff up, but to sit here and question, even if you want to round people up, the irony is it's probably more Black people who are here authentically, that didn't come over with the Ellis Island, didn't come over then, that have been here since the Genesis.
About a Black American, first of all, I think the issue was that everybody knew that. And I knew that Obama daddy was Kenyan, right? We knew that. We knew that going in, and his mama was American, maybe Hawaiian, I think it was, and that made him American. So I accepted that just because the mama was American, so that made him American. But that, but 13, 14 Amendment, I wouldn't be like, well, I wouldn't.
But I
Yeah,
thought
but wait a minute.
could be
But wait a
wrong. I
minute. But
haven't
wait a
studied it.
minute.
I haven't
Wait a
studied
minute.
it. It was supposed to be two. Wasn't it supposed to be two American-born citizens you could run for
No,
president?
no. Anybody who's born on American soil. If you look at the debates between when you see,
I
I
have
always
to look it up. I'm not.
yeah, because when they were talking about the 13th Amendment, right? They was arguing, okay, yes. They were trying to knock down that amendment was there to go against the Supreme Court ruling for Ferguson v. what's his name? The slave that was supposed to be who was he crossed over to a free state.
Yeah.
Lindsey versus Ferguson.
Yeah, that was the answer for that, right? But there was also including, when they was debating it, that was including the Native Americans and also the Chinese people in California. That's why, though, they added that's why it was ambiguous. The Dred Scott case, thank you. The Dred Scott case is what I'm referring to, right? And yeah, that's what they were referring to, the Dred Scott case. So yeah, so they were trying to include everybody into that. It wasn't just black people. Yes, even though black people was the main folks because of Dred Scott, but it wasn't just exclusively on us on that end. So for me, on my angle is I am pro birthright citizenship.
If they go to challenging that, we're gonna get rid of a lot of damn white people in this country too, because a lot of them ain't always necessarily born here.
The Supreme Court.
Yeah, a lot of them ain't necessarily born here. Like I said, we've been here. We're gonna probably go back and pull our slave records and say we've been here 300, 400 years. But a lot of them is only 2, maybe 3 generations in, and you're talking about 180 years versus 400. And so if you just came over here like a bunker and they want to go to challenge and all that, and both of his wives, except for the one who was from the South, who he didn't like and who divorced him, the only one with some balls, the American one, then we're going to need to challenge on a lot of these white people, because a lot of these white people are not citizens. We be talking about
and some of them
the tether babies. The tether babies. We need to start talking about these white tether babies. And they go to challenging that on a bigger scale.
I don't separate them. That tether babies are tether babies, Mexican, white, whatever they are. Yeah, and
but I'm saying they doing it for their numbers.
Decision, I'll ride with it because I always felt some kind of way like that since I was a kid. All right, even I was one of them kids that didn't even stand for the Pledge of Allegiance because I was in the deep South and had to deal with a whole lot of racist white folks. I didn't think that applied to me, and somebody was explaining at 13, 14, 15. And but I don't think it went the way that it was intended. Regardless, I don't think you could just cross the border and be an American by having a baby. That's not the intentions of that time at all.
And that's why I thought they were saying, because truth be told, if they don't challenge that means, and you probably even saw this in the movies, you saw an allusion to it, like kids that came over here, let's say their parents was Russian, they were born on American soil. Can they run one generation in? Can they run for president?
Yeah, we need to get that straight.
I don't know it because I didn't look into that portion. But if they want to start challenging this stuff about who here and who was legal and illegal, because they trying to get the white numbers up, when they go to questioning, oh, you from
okay, but if you're going to remove somebody's citizenship, what makes you think though they won't turn around and remove you? That's why I'm on. Yeah, okay, yeah.
I'm talking about the birthright, but we can go back in. We can probably prove 400 years, 300 years. Some of these can't even prove they only been here 2 generations. And if they overstay their visa, because people from European countries overstay their visa all the time and had kids and subsequently became Americanized, then you will have to, just like they can do it for us, and remember, we're a small population. It's a whole bunch of them who theirs can be overturned for too.
All of
None
them.
of that matters. Trump is bringing white folks from other countries over here while he putting other people of color out of here. Dude, the white people ain't going nowhere. Shit.
Yeah, they can get deported. Nah, it ain't.
No,
Who gon'
no,
who
no,
gonna
no. What?
deport him?
They need to make the law. I understand, but if he
Who
gave it,
who gonna do it?
he can
Who,
still
who
get.
gonna do it?
He can still give them citizenship. They still get deported too. They
And
still
who
get
gonna deport
It's,
them?
America.
Okay.
America is not going to deport those people, Kev.
Well,
America's not
no,
going to deport those people.
not the little 48 people that he got from Africa. He just allowed them to come over, so they qualified. Now the ones with the expired visas and all that, they don't, but they're not American. They can be with their new naturalized American. That can be taken away one day too. They're not Americans where it can't be taken away like we are. That can never be.
They're going okay, but understand, Kev. They're trying to remove the 14. I know a lot of y'all on this side of YouTube waving pom poms about that 13th, 14th Amendment, not understanding if they get rid of that, they're gonna turn right back to you.
Well, I'm just
Yeah,
talking
they
about.
already talking
You know,
about
I don't think
remigration.
they're gonna turn
That
back to.
means getting rid of our black asses.
Nah, no, they ain't getting rid of us. See,
oh
you
yeah, oh
think
yeah,
that.
yeah, oh yeah, yes,
They're
they are.
talking about it. What's wrong with y'all? Are y'all silly? Like, do y'all not realize
No,
what kind of
on
peril
America,
we're in this country right now?
we think differently, Queen, because
I think people suffer from a lack of imagination.
your people don't have our people history. So that's why
No, it's not about that. They're
yes,
talking
it is.
about
For me it is.
Never mind. Don't
All
worry
right.
about it.
For me it is. Right. For the black people I know it is.
Wait,
Hmm.
hold on, time out. But do you know those she's Queens is American?
No, I don't know what she is.
Right. So why make that argument when like we already seen what they did. They did the Voting Rights Act. We already seen what they're doing. They're rolling. Oh, let me put
We
code.
talk about citizenship though.
Right though. But they're trying to get rid of people who are not white.
I know.
We suffer from. Like, we
Listen,
got to really
she
think
could
about
be
the
concerned
integrity.
about that if she want my people not concerned about
Okay,
that.
Kojo,
Whoa,
let
Okay, we can talk
okay. Hold
about
on,
your people,
hold
my
on.
people,
let
all
Kojo
the
speak.
green
Hold on.
people, the orange people, the yellow people, and all the people, right? But let's be real about it. What makes us citizens in this country was the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. If they roll that back, then the laws can be changed at that point because we have no protections at that point. And they're already talking about re-immigration. And you know what that means? That means taking your black ass out of this country and sticking you wherever the hell they can put you.
My thing is this here. We really suffer from a lack of imagination. These YT people see this as their country. If they cannot have this country, they don't care about a democracy. They will go to authoritarian. But if it means they are not in control, you can almost see it in the Democratic Party. Instead of them ones who are in the highest roles of the Democratic Party in the legislature, they will rather go down the captain of a sinking ship than release those reins of power to another demographic. I'm talking about the ones in the big leader position. I ain't talking about Hakeem
Yeah.
Jeffries, because he is just the one. But we sit here and we do not imagine. These people don't give a F about a democracy. If they cannot be it, they will torch everything, and they will be going back to.
They will burn it
They are just
down
baby
if they
steps
can't
up.
be in
We know
control.
they're savages,
Period.
the Europeans.
It's like an
they
abusive
normally
man
do that.
against his wife, and she escapes, and he goes out and hunt her down and kill her and himself. Like,
We talking
these
about
white people are not playing, okay, when it comes to their position of a sense of authority in this
And the
country.
reality
They
is,
are not playing about that.
they could import as many white women as they want to, because the thing that's stopping them from not having baby is two things. I think, and I don't have proof of this, biologically, something is wrong with white people. They don't got the Eve gene. I think biologically they haven't put a finger on it. They cannot procreate at the levels, and I don't know why. And I think the universe know it don't need to be a whole bunch of them on the planet because of what they'll do to it. And the second thing is they bitches don't even want them. They bitches don't want them. And they got to get her under here. See, she ain't heard about, she done forgot her history. She forgot the slave quarters kept her from her white man brutality. But ain't no slave quarters no more, baby. You're going to get the full breadth of your white man's rage and fury.
You know what I heard, Koji? I heard that
wouldn't
marriage
say I wouldn't
is the original slavery.
I wouldn't say that though, Culture. I disagree with you because the population decline is happening everywhere. I mean, most of your industrialized countries,
we are choosing not to.
right?
White women, and maybe we don't got the money because somebody else was, maybe it's on TikTok saying when they go into them fertility places, it's very few of us. Maybe we don't got the insurance, maybe we don't got the money. It could be several factors. I don't know. But it's full of them. And I know I done came across some white women that, and in my anecdotal small town life, that are
they're removing black women's uterus over some bullshit.
And truth be told, when we see 24 and 25 black girls go missing, and I said it before, I said y'all gonna find all them immigrants under the stairs at Elon Musk plant.
Yeah.
That's what I said. But we suffer from a lack of imagination.
There's some kidnapping going on out there. Yeah.
Healthy uteruses. They trafficked in when it was a foster care system. And y'all, we saw the savagery, and we think these people that much removed from the savagery. No, they ain't that much removed. And you hear it when they come out, when you hear their illogical talking points, when you hear how stupid it was that you were gonna go over there and talk to China, your biggest customer, and you thought that they were gonna be like Denzel Washington and put his hand on that thing and take them licks. They thought China was gonna do that. That's how illogical they were. These people are not as smart as we think they are. You might got one or two of them got some sense and some dirty sense, but they are, when you go to messing with the farmers and they money, that's how you whip people up into a frenzy to get them ready to go out and do something.
They've been conditioned to believe that Black Americans are dumb, unfortunately, and hopefully we'll be able to dispel that myth. Hopefully.
I ain't even trying to dispel the myth. I ain't trying to prove nothing to them about us being smart or dumb, because we don't owe that to them to prove. I am not jumping not one hoop for them other than what I have to do for a job requirement. But they messing with them people because they want a financial crisis, so they will be emboldened. I just remember them, and you hear these little stories and stuff, and they don't necessarily have to be true, but some of this stuff be based in reality. When the little girl said, that was reading some story where the family got burned out, and the little girl came back and said, as an adult, the black person, the boy didn't bother her. She just saw the black girl with a pretty dress on, and she was jealous, so she went and said that. And they know these people, and they know if they make times hard, economic times, because I got a Hispanic friend there. She owned 5 houses. She was an LPN when she started down here with nurses. She owned 5 houses. Now, them white people gonna go and see that Hispanic woman on her own 5 houses that she bought with her money and say and feel like they entitled to it, that she did something to get it other than.
I have one more question for you, Big J. Because just a politic, I only can't ask a politic question. That's a lot of bridge, all that stuff. My other question is, like, firstborn citizen, I think the guy in North Carolina and the mayor, I think his family is from Barbados, right? Or let's just say the 14th Amendment, everybody, and if you're born here right now, they consider that if you're born here, you're an American.
Mm-hmm.
So first generation of Americans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel, even though, like, because I'm getting into it with these Pan-Africans and Africans, I'm just getting your opinion on it with the politics, right? And you already know what white folks are about. And so, like, Chicago mayor, the guy from North Carolina, I think they are different, one Barbados, one Caribbean. When they say, and they got slave history with them too, I feel funny when they use Martin Luther King, the slave history and stuff like that, when they use our slave history from America to represent us, and then don't support any of our views as far as reparations or issues that we have to deal with as black people as
Right,
far as crime in schools and stuff.
right.
Because they're still on that, just pull yourself up by your bootstrap. Okay, we've been hearing that from white folks, but they don't share the history of all the shit that white folks did, kicking us down or taking barriers or putting them in front of us during that time. They don't have a history of that, and I don't think they know it like talking about.
Do you follow the question, Big J?
Okay, because he's mentioning this North Carolina. He lost me with the North Carolina. He lost me with Chicago.
Well, the representative, like Chicago's mayor is from mom and dad's from Barbados, but he was born here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All
To be
right,
concise,
right,
if
and
I
you got
may be allowed to interpret, to be
right, and you
concise,
got
Big J, he's
Republican
referring to
congressman.
first generation political office holders perpetrating that they can relate to what it is to be Black Americans and yet not promote things that enhance Black Americans.
I'm not for banning people who were born here to immigrant parents. That's not what I'm for.
That's like
What I'm
like Candace Owens. Her,
okay. Well,
her people are Caribbean.
I know.
She's not going to take on a fight for. I mean, whatever black and white issues that she talk about, she'll go into Black history, but you're not getting that. They got a gap in that of history that they never went through.
It's all about the look, right? It's like she looks Black, so people internalize, or rather, there are people that just care about what they're looking at. They are not examining
Black representative.
the authentic historical facts.
What she
That
does
she
not understand. Okay. Those people don't understand, right? When it comes to the Caribbeans and the Africans, right? For the most part, they are the majority within their own country, so they don't understand about how to be a minority. So
Right.
yes, yeah. I mean, so on that case, I would agree with you, but I'm not going to dismiss them because they came from slavery too. I'm not going to dismiss them
but
as
Kev
well.
is
I'm not.
saying that they're pretending like they can relate to us,
So yeah,
and they
like
can't.
they'll use Martin Luther King's speeches and stuff. Okay, well, you're separated from that. So you're saying, oh, they'll use something from Jim Crow. Well, your side, even though your people they didn't go through Jim Crow like we did.
But
Or,
they were
or,
through
or, or,
colonization, and they still
when we went through the struggles of,
Yeah,
we
but
went
they
through
Jim
felt
Crow,
like
Jim
we went
Crow,
through
but yeah, okay, but
almost.
Jim Crow, yeah, but Jim Crow was similar to the apartheid. I mean,
Yeah, but apartheid was just in Africa. We talking
but
about
no,
it
the
no,
apartheid was
Jamaica
there,
is colonized now. Jamaica
right?
colonized now.
okay, yeah,
Even to the point where you got Asians over there. So they failure to identify. See, what white supremacy does is they triangulate one against race. And they like, oh, you not like them ladies, the American Jamaican get over here. We work, we do this. And we fall for it. It is nothing but international big house, little house. Inside the house, spill nigga.
I
Stuff.
don't
That's
care what
all
I'm
it
not
is
talking
on an
about what
international
they
level.
doing.
And they
We know
fall
what
for
they
it.
doing. I'm talking about black people and Pan
And,
Africans.
I believe what makes us
And I think
distinct,
it's the reason why we not getting anything across the board as
what
far
makes,
as black issues that we need to address. They don't
because
feel
we're
the need
not
to do.
specifying the distinction. What the distinction, if I may say so, what the distinction is that we were sex trafficked to procreate for labor. That's the distinct. Like, you got brutalization all over the planet. There are many people that are being brutalized as we speak. So for people to just emphasize like, oh, we were mistreated, we were brutalized during slavery in America. Yeah, that's a fact. But look at the chattel part of it. The fact that our ancestors were actually man, I can't even speak it, man. It's just the thought that it's like, not only am I gonna capture you to work this land, you and your man, You are gonna make babies. That's gonna have babies. That's gonna have babies to make this land. That's a whole nother level of evil right there. That's a whole nother level because it's dare I say systematic that had become institutionalized, and now they want us to forget. They want us to forget that that they're not evil. They're literally evil people. Literally. I don't give a damn how liberal somebody claims they are.
It's
That
kind of like what
DNA
I'm
is
saying,
in your
Big
blood,
J.
and you profit from the privilege off the
It's
back
like
of the just the heinous.
Can we
Okay,
have
I'm
one
I'm
at a
going on the
time?
okay, my
yeah,
bad.
it's
Can
a
we have
simple
one at a
question.
time, please? Go
Yeah,
ahead.
Big
Go
J.
ahead.
It's like, and I was still trying to get my point across. It's kind of like a first generational born black politician who, going with the agenda right now, a Democratic agenda, and using Harriet Tubman as an example for the struggles of a Mexican immigrant. How can you use that? That's not your history. You see what I'm saying?
Who
But
did that?
Yes,
who did that?
I'm
Who did
saying
that?
that's an example because all you got
I
the
mean, I mean, I mean, I
okay,
mean, I
you got
mean,
the hold
I
on.
mean.
I give you an example. If you want an example, instead we can't focus on what I just asked all the time, and you can't answer the question. I'm just getting an opinion, man. It's just an opinion. Damn. It's like the Baltimore, like Chicago's mayor, whose people are from Barbados, who would use
Okay, Kevin, what
what
do you
they.
want us to say, man?
I was
Literally.
trying to
What
get
do you want us
Jay
to
to
say?
answer that question that I was asking, but that's okay. That's I got y'all answer.
No, because we
I
got
was
to
just trying to
we
get
get
Jay opinion. Jay,
oh, oh sorry. Okay.
yeah, but that's okay.
I don't, I don't, I don't. I'm not going to split all these hairs, though. I mean, because
Jay
because
doesn't
at some
it
point,
understand what
doesn't
you're
matter now.
hold
asking.
on,
It doesn't matter
because
now.
because the point I'm trying to say is, even though I look at these Pan Africans with great suspicion, right?
I
I
can't believe
cannot.
he left. Damn. I'm
Well,
sad now.
the point I'm trying to make is, I'm not going, even though I'm banging on the Pan Africans and even though I'm banging on the Caribbeans for getting in the way, at the same time, I can't sit there. I can identify because, I can identify with struggle. I can identify with, class struggle or racial struggle. So I can't just completely remove myself from that.
But
You
it's the
know,
thing. It's the thing. They take a limited amount of resources and they say these only this amount. And you all, and it's all people of color. Because I'm gonna say what identified the fact that only 3%, and this is an example, only 3% of federal contracts are given to all people of color. They say so you, and you, we're gonna have y'all fight to the death for these limited resources when in actuality alone black people make up 13%. So the fact that all of us got to share 3 and we got to hit each other over the head in a Game of Thrones to get something while they are hoarding the 97%, it's how they divide us. So they got us fighting with each other to be under them while they getting the 97%. But you cannot get them to understand it, just like you can't get white men to understand that they being played too. And
Ever
because
since
they
the
come here
paper
and they
bag
want the
test,
financial success of those little bitty crumbs that we're giving the 3%, they
they've
continue
been
to do this.
dividing us since the
but I'm
paper
gonna say
bag
this
test.
though. But I'm gonna say this though. The mud seals, I think they half-ass understand, and I think sooner or later the mud seal population is going to start doing some let me say some wet shit. All right, they're gonna start doing some wet stuff because they already figured out that they're being played. Ever since though they've been bombing all these Venezuelan boats. Oh, we vote for Donald Trump because we want peace, and all now you're seeing Venezuelan boats being blown up. You know, so the Mustills has been sending their sons and daughters into the U.S. military for the last 20, 25 years. Now, since with Iraq, the failures in Iraq, the failures in Afghanistan, bodies returning body bags, and now Trump comes in the picture with, I'll bring y'all peace, and now he just fomenting wars all over the place. I mean, I expect to be some wet shit
Do you all think
to
that
occur. And then the Mustills gonna be the main one starting it.
Big J? I have a personal request that you answer this question. Do you think that we didn't accommodate Big Kevin? I'm really
I'm
distraught that he left. Like I really like
I,
him immensely.
I'm
And I just want to apologize if he felt, or rather believed, that we didn't listen to his points and accommodate him. Kevin, if you're listening to this, we care what you have to
come
say.
on, Miller. Let's move on to
I like
conversation,
Kev.
please.
I don't know what to think.
Let's
I
move
like
on to
him.
conversation, Miller. We ain't yeah, Miller, because I got to end this soon though, because I got to go to sleep. But the point I'm trying to make is, um they need to come to the understanding about Black America history and Black America as a whole, because um, they don't understand the complete dynamics of being a minority, while they come from a country that they are the majority of. It's one thing being a majority in a country where everywhere you go, there's people that look exactly like you. Now,
These people slaves in their own country. They just
hold on.
They slaves in their own country.
Right.
Literally got
But hold on. But me, I can go outside right now and I can see a sea of white people. You see, somebody in
see white
Jamaica,
people.
somebody. Yeah, I can. I can go outside right now and go 25 steps, and there is white folks. Well, not 25 steps. I mean, I live in the country, but I can go 200 yards. I see nothing but white people. But a person in Jamaica and a person from Africa, they can't do that shit. All they see is people who look exactly like them. So you're gonna see black police officers, black firemen, black mayors, black governors, and black government officials and all that shit. So the social dynamic is different, and they can't even in the tethers, they can't understand that part. Of course, though, the white man's going to create a narrative, a negative narrative, and yes, so black men, black people suck into that narrative. But anyway, the point is, yeah, the stereotypes is not there. But if you up in let's say you up in
So the mayor of Chicago can't understand why black people overreact, as opposed to focusing on their upward mobility, because he experienced in his homeland that all he sees is black people. So why y'all tripping?
Right. To see, like, he's not seeing. Now, he's not seeing is that he's not seeing the culturally
oppression.
Yeah. He's not seeing the systematic oppression to the level of you seeing white people gobbling up the black population. He's not seeing that.
Systemic. I mispronounced the word.
Right. He's not seeing it. He's not seeing what he's seeing is, there's black people all over the place. And there's black people, there's black professionals, and as well there's a black underclass, there's a black middle class, and such and such. See, over here it's different.
He hasn't experienced the generational oppression of being surrounded by going outside, and that at some point some white person is going to try you. But when you go outside in Jamaica, it's like I'm running into my own people. It's a personality conflict, not a race conflict. Okay. I
Right.
think I
If I'm in Jamaica, right, I go to Kingston and I go to what's the other town in Jamaica, right? Let me go to the other side of Jamaica. It's still black people, right? If I go to somewhere in Sierra Simone, if I go from Freak, no, I'm gonna use Liberia, right? I'm gonna use Liberia. I know some cities in Liberia. If I go to Maryland, Liberia, which is South Liberia, and I go north to Moravia, it's still black people. Now, if I'm in Chicago, or I'm gonna use Atlanta, right? If I take a car ride from Atlanta to LA, well, if you go across the Rockies, ain't no black people there. If I go to Utah, drive from Atlanta all the way to LA, and I happen to go to Arizona or Utah or Colorado, ain't no niggas there.
we're a novelty in those states.
Right. Ain't nobody there. You know. And that's the experience they don't seem to understand
Yeah.
about black people over here. Same way like how those
It comes
same way like
across
that
as
woman.
phony, though. It comes across as phony to convey that you can relate to, you know, Black Americans who have been here for hundreds of years in terms of their ancestry. It comes across as phony, and I think that's what Kevin was saying. Do you not agree that it comes across as phony to convey that I can lead all people that look like me and my color because you are my color, as opposed to actually understanding what it's like to know that your ancestors have experienced for hundreds of years of what it is to be in this country.
These
If
people,
that makes sense.
these people understand very well. They're saying this 3%, I'm gonna come in and top it because they understand, and it's very condescending of us to think they don't understand. They playing, I want my piece of the pie. I'm not trying to fight for the whole pie. They are colonized in their own country. They know they got the shucking job over there for tourist dollars and stuff. They send their children to Dubai and they
That's
young
a good
girls
point.
to Dubai. They still actually got slavery going on under there. And see, when we came to America, we might have been of the mindset that they have over there because it's a different mindset, but we underwent something that gave us a different empathy and a different thing that transformed us from what they have over there. Them people still sell their own children. They still
they
do
do.
all of this. So when they come over here, they don't have loyalty to each other over there. So
That's
how
right.
are they going to have a loyalty to us here? They
That's
trying
the
to say,
point.
I am Toby 2.0. That wasn't a good enough nigga, master. I'm going to be a better nigga. And that's what they do, just like they did it to the Hispanics. Say, oh, them niggas don't want to work because they the one came and displaced the field workers that was here in my hometown. And it's been going on for centuries. It's the limited resources and stuff and what they do. I got to jump down off of here, but it was nice.
Okay,
hearing from all of
Kate
y'all.
Koji, it was such a pleasure beyond measure. And don't
See me
be
on
a
TikTok.
stranger.
Come see me on
I'm
TikTok.
gonna see you around in these
So,
YouTube streets.
yeah, I didn't mean to jump off like that, but Jay, the market,
Oh,
stock
you
market,
hurt my little feelings, Kevin, when you did
All
that.
right.
yeah, but the stock market started, and I was under pressure because the stock market started right at 8:30, and I was doing
Oh,
that.
my bad. Okay.
Yeah. So as I was telling you, but that was you. I was listening while you when I got off, Big J. I get what you're saying. They're not gonna feel that. They're not gonna feel the oppression that we had going through our time, in a sense. But and I think they may have read about it.
I'm not just talking about oppression. I'm talking about the idea of you know traveling to one side of the country to the other, and all they see is their own people. There's something different because like
Yeah, I've
we
been to
don't see.
Jamaica. I've been to Kingston and
Right,
Montego Bay
right,
a
right,
couple of
right,
times.
right, right. The point, the
It's
point, the
different when you
point.
see the whole town black. Everybody,
Right,
like
right.
everybody.
So everybody is pretty much black. So so they bringing that mindset over here when over here we're just we only have corners, we have pockets. You know, so like they only going to identify with these pockets are saying, and not as a you know, they only identify the pockets, not as a whole. You know, these are, how do I say it? When they talk about black people, they're talking about Black America. They're talking about us in a localized form, not, how do I say it like this? I can't. I would like. I'm trying to articulate this.
They talk about us like we not them, and I understand that. I can respect that. That's not the issue.
Because what okay, well, what is
The
yours?
issue will come in is when you start using the history. Like you might know, we went through some things in history, or like we know why we lost a lot of black farmers, right?
Right.
And then he probably ain't gonna get that being the first generational
Right.
black.
Because
He,
yeah, right.
he don't get
Because
that.
yeah,
Anything
because
that our grandmother put in, he ain't gonna get that. And anything
right,
before
because
that time.
right, because that mindset comes from, that's all they see is other black people. They never, you know, they can drive all the way around their own country. That's all they see is other black people. Over here, they only see black people only exist in pockets. Right, we own 13% of the population, or 15% of the population. Right. So it's just pockets. So like they can't conceptualize on, you know, how we were pushed into certain areas, like the redlining. It doesn't even have that do you know, it has that.
And I'm only
right.
only talking policy, but. And see, like one of my favorite politicians, we only talking politics and policy on this side of the spectrum. Now, we know what white people do. Like one of my favorite people is Nina Turner, politician, right, with the glasses, right? Who always was pushing for our interests, black interests, schools, things of that sort, and things like that. Some of these new firstborn generation of America is just simply pushing for even our girl Jasmine Crockett. They just doing immigration and LGBTQ stuff, because I have no like and like the union, you know, Bernie Sanders union, cost of living wage. Remember, I was a waiter, so waiters still only get paid $2.25, $2.35 an hour. So I was looking, my thing was with, and I was only looking like I was talking to my Facebook group. My thing is not with who it is even my thing with the Democrat is they changed their path. And right, and that's the same like the Nina Turners and the Bernie Sanders mentality and all that kind of stuff. Now AOC jumped with Bernie Sanders, but the overall Democratic agenda completely switched.
No, like you talking about the Democratic Party. Democratic Party is made up of 4 or 5 factions. It's not just one big ass faction. You know.
Yeah, but then, you know, the fight was one. You know, I mean, it's like they're fighting for the smaller issues of the American concern. Our concern was wages and things like that. It wasn't immigration wasn't our main concern for America. And LGBTQ thing was not our major push. I mean, the guy was able to get married, and that's fine, right? But it wasn't a push to have our kids in the bathroom. It wasn't a push to, if you don't use the right pronouns, to literally call a racist like somebody was a KKK and it was a black person. It's on that level now. So that last push between with under Biden, that all that's changed, and that seems like, and like we still got a lot of people, you know, and like the focus changed. They went with a different focus as their main points.
Okay, when did it switch up? Would you say?
I think it switched up under Biden.
Under Biden?
Yeah, when Biden got in office. Before
not
that,
Clinton.
Not Clinton, because the whole LGBTQ thing started on the Clinton.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that whole don't ask, don't tell. That's Clinton.
Oh, see, I forgot about
That's so
that.
that's an
Right, that was
allowance to start
Hillary
opening the
Clinton and Bush
gates
no
for
fight
those
about that.
types of issues.
Yeah, but even with those issues, even when it started, then it's only a small percentage of society is even in the
Yeah, yeah,
LGBT.
yeah. But what actually helped boost that up was during 9/11, when a lot of those people who lost their lives, they couldn't. Some of the family survivors could not receive the funds when nine
Right,
eleven
right.
happened
From the
because of
significant other. Yeah,
right,
you're right.
right, because a lot of those people who died were homosexual. So therefore, though, they was pleading with New York and
And also the
Connecticut.
military.
Right, right. Well, hold on. The states of Massachusetts, Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey, because a lot of those people, lot of people commute from those areas, worked at the World Trade Center when they, when the planes hit, and that's why the gay marriage debate popped off in 2003, because it was based off of what happened in 9/9 and 9/11.
Now
That
that is
that's
new information for
no,
me.
that's not new information.
I had no
Look up,
idea. That's
yeah,
amazing.
look up when gay marriage was legalized or when civil unions and gay marriage was legalized in Massachusetts, and I want to say New York, I want to say Connecticut. It was based on the fact that a lot of people who died were gay, and
Right.
the next two, well, I wouldn't say kin, but their partners
They were
were not of
denied
the opposite
their
sex.
They wasn't
yeah,
able
they
to get married, huh? Yeah, because they wasn't married. They couldn't even
Right.
pass on their military benefits. And
Right,
I
right.
thought that was wrong.
Military benefits, the benefits of the insurance of that, or the lawsuits from the Saudis when America sued, when the families sued the Saudis for, because everybody said the Saudis was to blame for it, and then when the Saudis paid up, those people could not get the funds because they was not in a traditional marriage or in a traditional relationship.
there
That's
was
why gay
a
marriage. That's why gay marriage became the way it is become. It didn't come because Hollywood said it. It was just happening because as a result of nine of those lawsuits happened around 9/11. So that's what
Wow.
happened.
Hey, hey everybody. Hey,
Hey,
how y'all doing?
how you
hello.
doing?
Hey, what's up, Mela? Hey, Queen. Hey, Big J. And the brother, his name is Rashid.
Now, Kev
That's Kev
504.
Kev?
504,
Yeah, how you
Oh,
doing?
okay.
the
Kev.
extraordinary Kev
Okay.
504.
I had one comment, and I don't know what y'all may think about it. I don't follow what's his name? Tariq Nasheed. I'm not interested in to me, he's a hustler. So I want to say that first and foremost. But the concept of the foundational Black Americans, I 100% see the importance of delineation. And this Somali, I agree with Melanated Vessel in the comments because she was saying it's important for people to separate that we are different and unique. And
Right.
y'all think about this. One of the reasons
Yes,
why
we
is
are.
because when they have all of these, think about this, when they have all these stats about Black crime rates, y'all do realize them Somalis,
Yeah, we
these
eat that.
other people, all of those people are considered us. So we're
Caucasian,
getting
right?
credit. Huh?
Yes, that's right. You consider they all go under black. All those negative crime rates. You're right.
Right. And you got people that look Black and they don't even consider themselves Black, like Dominicans. They look Black. They do not consider themselves Black. Okay. So those people too, it's a lot of people that they're going to call Black based on the white people who are booking them saying that's a Black person. They're not going to say that's a Dominican from the Caribbean who doesn't even speak English and was not born in America. So this is a problem for us because we got to keep eating all these crime stats they keep throwing in our faces, and they don't belong to us. And that's definitely problematic. 'Cause I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it.
I wouldn't even worry about the crime stats because this whole idea of it's 13% of the population commit the 50% of the crime. No, that is a lie. All you have to do is actually read that it says how many people was arrested convicted and arrested are two different things. And that's a lie in onto itself. And then every time and that's why I want to bring it up to Pearl. I want that smoke from her ass.
But the smoke ends up on black men. I don't care what it is, whatever it is, the smoke ends up on black American men.
The thing is, what about all the meth addicts in the Appalachians? What about all the people in all those drug addicts in Cincinnati and in Cleveland?
No, Big J, what
about West Texas? What about the white folks in the Panhandle of Texas? You talking about some meth addicts? Oh yes, there's a lot of meth addicts up there. So I don't want to hear it.
No, I agree with you. We got to look at white statistics and look at white people and what they're doing. But at the same time, I think it's important for us African Americans who have no choice but to be here. This is our country, to have our own statistics. And when they have people from the African or Caribbean, they get their own statistics. We need to separate that because we're not going to pile this on African American men.
Why we need to do that, Ms. May?
Go ahead. Y'all got it. I'm quiet. Go ahead.
Listen, because our own people, we start believing in that. I asked somebody one time on the show, well, how many, they was down in black. I said, well, how many black men what percentage of black men you think in jail? She like say 15, 20%. I said less than 3% of black people went to jail in the jail, less than 5%. And that's repeat offenders, dudes that got arrested more than once. And that means Jamaican hustlers and all those dudes that ran the street. When they get arrested, they go under us. A lot of the baby mamas, the mama thing, that goes under black women. And that's not Afro-American or black women. Here,
if I may jump in real quick.
Go ahead, big brother.
May I know you said that you don't listen to Tariq Nasheed, but due to his efforts and due to him screaming about this FBA stuff for the last 5 years, I believe, and him debating publicly online with Somalis and other African nations, if you start looking at the news now, they're describing the nationalities of the blacks that they're arresting. We are actually becoming a separate entity. It's going to still take time, but we're shedding the crime stats that include others as opposed to foundational or descendants of slaveries or authentic black Americans. Whatever word you want to use, just as long as it goes back to ties to slavery, to those who fought in this war, we are beginning to have a slight delineation, and it's coming across the board. As you can see with the Somalis being deported because they committing crimes and stuff like that. Yeah, those are Somalis. When I think that little girl killed the McDonald's manager, we realized she's not black American. She's
right.
Something else.
Yeah.
So these things are starting to become apparent. It just took so long, and we took so much of that burden. Now we're not. Now it's hold
Same thing with the brick lady. Remember that when she said somebody hit her with a brick and she was a black woman and all that?
She's a Somali. She's a Somali too. And I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. To respond to V-Dub.
Politics too. We got another black mayor lady. She's a black mayor that's corrupted on some of the corruption for stealing money and stuff, and then saying
in Florida.
To respond to what V-Dub just said to me, I just want to say, I want to clarify. I don't I don't mean disrespect to Tariq Nasheed. I listen to his Tariq radio and I appreciate the work he's doing, and I don't take anything from it. I just mean I'm not a card carrying Tariq Nasheed fan. I'm not part of his organization. So all I'm saying is I use FBA, and I just want to acknowledge that came from him and give him his credit and his flowers when I say it. That's what I mean.
But FBA come from a white woman. I don't know why y'all. You know what? Let me be quiet. That came
I know you said that. And culture. You told us. And culture. We got it.
Tariq term. He got it from a white woman.
They steal from us all the time. They steal from us all the time. Fuck that. I'm giving it to Tariq Nasheed the credit. Fuck that.
At least they gave us something we can identify ourselves with by lineage with this time instead of colored, Negro, nigga.
Like culture said, why don't we have imagination enough?
Well, ADOS work too, but it doesn't work for the Native American blacks or the Indians. Right, so they ain't cover them. Got to cover everybody.
from what
I think that's some
what
sorry ass shit when
Yeah,
you gotta.
All right, hold. One at a time. I think Queen was saying something. Go ahead, Queen.
I said, what's wrong with any of those words? Why we got to change shit? What's wrong with being an American Negro? Why is that a problem?
Because anybody born here
Oh,
from immigrant
away
parents
from
become American Negro.
no, ain't nobody no Negro, but the motherfuckers that's born on this soil.
I use the word Negro, but I use it in like a joking fashion. I don't take that word serious. That's when I usually I'm insulting somebody. Look at these Negroes.
My
I don't take that
grandfather
word
used to use the word
serious.
colored.
And
I,
then how in the hell
like
do
I
black
remember
people
when my grandfather said colored. Like that's a colored man. That's a colored woman.
it's accepted.
And,
You
and,
know.
and, and,
And
and,
then
and shout out and
today,
shout out and shout out to Gen Z. Said there's definitely meth addicts in Lubbock, Texas. Yes, because you in Texas, right? You
oh,
can
now
go
we
to
talking about
Lubbock.
that. Okay.
No, you can go Lubbock, Amarillo. You can go to any of them places. All you see is strung out white folks looking like skeletons and shit. Look like the
North
dawn of the
Carolina,
dead. Oh man.
Black folk is about
South
the only
Carolina.
group of people that
Oh
want to run
man.
away from everything that historically and culturally make them who they are and looking for something better because we don't value who we are and where we came from. We look down on our own self. And maybe if we stop looking down on our own self, we can actually make some progress. Because all this shit where we sit up here, we don't take this seriously. We don't like this. We don't like this. We gonna change that. We gonna change this. Meanwhile, we ain't making no meaningful progress while these motherfuckers just sitting up here erasing our rights away and trying to get us up out this goddamn country.
You're right
That
Like
about
it's
that.
asinine. It don't make
that
no sense.
that was the
Yeah,
intention.
where's the action? Where is the action to affect the change that you claim you looking for? Like, why you sitting up?
Male.
Say what?
No. I'm talking about male investor. Don't get me on Clyde Anderson. I ain't no fan of Clyde Anderson. I will cook the shit out of Clyde Anderson.
Claude Anderson
Cause
said
like
native black man.
I'll bring up. No. I'm gonna tell you why. I'll cook the shit out of Clyde. Listen, Clyde Anderson was given a check from the city of Detroit. We're gonna claim Blacktown. Soon as they about to write him the check, Clyde Anderson opened his mouth talking about, no, we only gonna do this and we ain't and nobody else ain't gonna work except for us. Wait a minute, that violated the 1964 Act, you dumbass. So they kicked his ass out. He could have had Blacktown in Detroit, black booming, all that shit. He opened his mouth up right when they're about to sign him a check. They kick his ass right out of City Hall. Clyde
They might
Anderson
have
is
did
full of
that,
shit.
but Big J,
Huh?
they let the Somalis take over Minnesota. So like they got their black town. They got their black elected officials. That they tried to get that big forehead mayor dude, but they got Ilhan Omar. I mean, they basically got the town.
And V-Dub, that was a plan to take a
Exactly.
black seat, to put her in a black seat
Right.
in
So
Congress. That was a plan.
so
They got that on video. And see, that's the thing. Like, we got to get somebody in that's going to represent you black issues, like talking about, or what we fighting for. I mean, everybody, all the deletions that we've seen over the years, the Sterlings, the George Floyds, the young brother that got killed with the Zimmerman case and all that, we still haven't got nothing from out of that. Nothing, not one damn bill. And now we don't even have nobody pushing it now. And we still having the same things happen. The news don't change. We still having the same issues with officers. Now the officer that deleted the woman standing in her kitchen by the pot and stuff like that, he just got convicted because they do follow-ups. We only had 5 or 6 officers, pale hand officers, ever convicted that I can think of. So I'm still on that path and making sure we can't get no paperwork in Congress on that. So that's where my head was before Biden and them got in office. Now I changed to something else. They don't even worry about that.
You all know what he's talking about, right? The woman that got
Yeah, I know.
deleted
Yeah,
by that cop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all, as a policy thing, one of the things that I was thinking about is I don't appreciate as a citizen. Forget being black. as a citizen of the United States, birthright citizen, I do not appreciate the way they have just thrown citizenship around like it's a lottery ticket. I don't like that. Nobody else really in the rest of the world, especially not a superpower or developed country, does this. You have to bring thousands of dollars. You have to have background checks. You have to have a purpose for being here. You can't come here for no reason with no purpose and just feed off the system and do what you want to do and send all the money home, fraud and all this other stuff, and just go unchecked. I mean, we got people been living here for 20 years and they turn around and give them citizenship for absolutely nothing. And I read last night, citizenship only takes anywhere from a year to 3 years if somebody applies for it. And they're just giving it away. I mean, they're not really turning anybody away. And that means these people can run for public office. You see, Somalia is a case study. You can take over a town with a whole bunch of people who've been given citizenship. They tried to interview them women. They can't even speak English, but they get a chance to vote. You understand? They don't speak our language, but they get to
And
vote
don't
in
forget about
America.
the amnesty during the Reagan administration.
It's too much. It's everywhere. You just got all these people. They don't speak English, so they can't even understand our politics. They don't understand what they're voting for culturally. We literally watch Somalians stand up there and say, "We were with the we were with the Democrats," but because they don't understand politics.
We
But
don't
we're gonna
have a
vote for Donald.
national
We want
language.
everybody to. We want everybody to mobilize, and we all are gonna vote for Donald Trump. While you had
They
black
have
people
no
saying
commitment
We
to the
don't have
sanctity
they
a
of
don't
national language.
understand. They don't understand the politics.
One at a time. One
my
at a
last
time.
comment my last comment is this: they don't understand our culture as Americans, as subcultures. They don't understand politics in America. They do not have the tools, or they don't speak English to be voting in our country for things that affect us who can't leave. That's my point.
absolutely,
Well, we don't
absolutely.
have a national language. So to say that they don't speak our language is kind of crazy because we don't have a national language.
Actually,
What
we
you
have the
mean?
we do
Why
have
are
the
you
best
talking
We,
best
crazy?
version of
the
English.
United States, does not have a national
And
language.
no, it
It's
doesn't.
called English.
No, it's
No,
not.
Standard. It's a
English
standard
No,
does
language.
not
we,
exist. We do not have a
Didn't
national
Trump
language.
didn't Trump
uh,
make
there
English the
is no.
official language?
No, no,
No,
no, no. It's not the official language because guess what? Down here in Texas, and Texas been doing this for 220 years. Every ballot is printed in French, Spanish, and English, and German. So
Now
there
I
are
don't feel
some
like
towns.
doing
Hold on.
some
There,
research.
there
Okay.
are some towns
Let me
where the
Google this
people.
shit.
Hold on. There are some towns where people still speak German. Go the new Braunfels. Them old white folks, we be talking to you in German.
yep, them is facts. We
Yeah,
don't
That's
in
have a
true.
fact.
national
If
language.
we
In fact.
Google,
Yeah.
if we
And then
Google
guess what?
what is
And
the
guess what?
official language of the United States of America, it's gonna come up a whole buffet of stuff. That's what you're saying.
We don't have. It will
No
tell you that
official.
we do not have
You
a
know what?
national language.
You know what?
Okay,
I don't feel
Thank
like
you.
hold
Thank
on,
you.
researching right
y'all, wait.
now,
As of
but
March
I'm a
1st,
listen to you.
as of
Thank
March
you.
1st, 2025, Trump is the first one to say that English is the official language. That is astounding. Wow. Just fucking wow.
Hold on.
Trump's administration
No,
has declared English as the official language of the United States of America.
but
But the
it's not
problem is
Period.
before
codified
That is
in
that,
not a
law.
we
law.
But
didn't
it's
have
not.
We
one
do
before
not
It's not
that.
have an
codified
official
in
language.
law.
Like
It's not
what the hell is
codified
wrong
in
with
law.
y'all?
It's not codified in law. See, and the thing
Okay,
is,
it's not codified. I'll give you that. It's
hold
not
on, hold on,
codified.
and
Wow.
thank you to Gen Z. I get papers about voting in English and Spanish. Yes, yes. You know what I get in it? English, Spanish, French, and German. You know,
Because we don't have a
if you,
national language.
right,
You
we don't
got
Because
have a national
America is
language.
a
about it
country
not
of
being codified. You got a
immigrants.
point. You got a point.
America is a country of immigrants, and as much as we can have this immigrant war battle or whatever the hell you want to call it, the country is here because of many different nationalities of people.
Majority white.
It is what it is. That's not going to change. You can't just single out, oh, this is an American. If you start telling these people they can't come over here and be American, then what you gonna do with your citizenry? Because that's a part of what America is.
Yeah, I
Now,
think
do
it's
our
gonna fall
immigration laws
apart.
need to be better? Should they be more streamlined and all of that? Because it's supposed to take 1 to 3 years. His people been over here 20 some years and they still don't have their citizenship.
Right.
It is people that's been here that's supposed to be going to go get nationalized, and then when they get in there, they got ICE agents taking them out of there and removing them from the country. So
Well,
yes,
that's right.
our immigration policies need to be fixed, but it's never going to change that this is a country of immigrants. It is what the hell it is. I don't know why we sit up here talking about we need to get rid of people. No, we need to fix our system is what we need to do, but we can't change who we are as a country.
I
So,
think that we
okay.
gotta. I think that we didn't. Well, this country wasn't meant for everybody to be a citizen. I think you're right. A country of immigrants is okay. The citizenship, at some point, you have to have some continuity, some collective understanding between people. Because what you could end up doing is flooding this country with Chinese. And then they start, I'm just saying, like really crazy. Just imagine any country could strategically take over the United States if they flood enough of their immigrants here, and then it'll no longer be even friendly for the people who've already been here. So it becomes a battle of tribes if we're not careful when you give citizenship. Letting people stay, green card, temporary visas, okay. But when you start letting everybody vote, now you're starting to go have to pull apart America, and it's going to have to be different nation states where people live among only the people they want to be around. Watch what I'm saying. It'll happen if we're not careful.
Well. The thing is, though, right? But you also have to understand there are treaties too, where after we took over New Mexico and Arizona and Colorado from the Mexicans, there are treaties saying that well these people, you have to treat these people with a respect. So that's why if you go to the southwestern states, the ballots in government forms is multilingual.
Yeah,
So
apparently it didn't happen till March 1st of this year that an executive order
yeah,
was
but Trump is not.
distributed.
Yeah, but Trump is not. Trump can't really enforce that because it's going to be the states that's going to decide how they're going to print out
Yeah, it's just an executive order.
But no,
documents out.
executive order
And
is
it's gonna
not
be a
law.
big
So
ass
as soon
mess.
as Trump leaves, that can be overridden and thrown out. We don't have a national language as a country.
Yeah, you're
Do
right
y'all
about
think?
that.
Do y'all
You're
think
right.
we should have English as a national language? That the one language that bonds us all? Should it or should it not be? Are we
Yes.
tossing English out? I'm asking y'all. What y'all think?
Yes.
Of course.
Yes for English or no? We don't need a language.
Yes
I
for
don't
English.
think we need one. America has survived thus far without having a national language. Now we need something else to divide us.
Well,
So when
well,
I'm at the grocery store,
the way I see it is okay. There's some okay. Then what about all these towns that's dotted all over the Southwest? I'm coming from Texas. I'm gonna use Louisiana. From Louisiana on to California, right? Going westward.
Right.
There's towns and counties where English is the second language. So I said, how are you going to enforce that?
We asking you. Do you think we should just get rid of English as a national language? Like should not be,
No,
or
no,
do you
no,
think it should be
no.
state by
English
state? What is
isn't a
your
national
solution?
I
language.
agree with
It should.
Queen. Leave it as it is. I agree
Yeah,
with that.
leave it as it is because I can go 2 hours south and it'd be a county like Jim Wells County, not Jim Wells. What the other one right by Jim Wells County? I go to the other county and it's just Hispanics and all and they're all American citizens, but and they're born in America in the United States, but yet English is their second language. How you
We
going to enforce that?
understand.
And then if you go to New Braunfels, that's German speaking people. So
Okay, you want to
how
make
you
it
gonna
local. I hear what you're
and they
saying,
were
Big J, but
Right,
selling
Big J, you got
right.
to think about this. I want you to start thinking. Just look at this logistically. I'm talking about the government regulates what English is. So in the schools, you teach English, you speak English. Because what could happen is you could end up saying, "Well, we decided that the whole state of Arizona is a Spanish-speaking state. So if you are a black person or a white person, if you don't speak Spanish, everything's being printed, everything's going to be spoken in Spanish, and if you can't speak Spanish." And you're American, you're out. You can't because we're going to do Spanish because there's so many of us. So you're out. You don't participate if you don't. Your forms, everything you do, and when we do our lectures or whatever to the public, it's going to be in Spanish. So the rest of y'all Americans who don't want to speak Spanish, you're out. Think about that. But then the second thing is this: what if we start having? We already got Minnesota. Minnesota is going to become a Somali state. Okay, you start off with the city centers and it moves outwardly. We already got Cubans in Miami. What if that turns into Florida as a Cuban state? And then we got over here with the Haitians and what were they in Dearborn, Michigan? They're
No,
gonna turn that into little Haiti. What happens
no,
when
no,
each
no, no,
state?
no. Dearborn's Muslim.
I'm
Dearborn
asking you. Okay, Dearborn is Muslim. Where the Haitians at? Where the Haitians at? What state is that?
Florida.
Ohio?
Florida.
Florida.
No, the Haitians got a whole area they took over. It's 80,000 strong. Ohio, I believe.
Oh,
So what I'm saying is that what we want to do in America. We want to start sending immigrants and letting them basically just take over a whole state. And like the Somalis, they take over the government and they start doing whatever they want to do with the money, despite whoever else lives there. Is that where we going? Every state got a different minority group, and they just do what they want to do.
well, see, that
We
don't
still the
matter.
United States. Y'all tell me.
That don't that to Queen that don't seem to bother Queen. My thing is the other thing
It
is
don't bother me because America is
look,
gonna be America regardless.
yeah, right, so,
Them
I don't
people
know if you
setting up
agree with
shop
me.
in their own communities is not going to change the laws. It's not going to change how the executive branches are run. It's not going to change our constitution. America is going to remain America, which is a country of immigrants. Now, if it bothers you that there's a pocket of people over there that's communing amongst themselves, then something's wrong with you.
Well,
Well, Queen, do you know that the
hold
police
on,
department said that the Queen, do you know the police department said that they was the sheriff
that,
said
man.
he was only going to the sheriff said there and the Somali community said he was there to protect Somalis only.
Yeah,
That's on record. That's on record.
right. That's what they meant. They want their whole government and the whole and all that just to be about Somali. But
Well,
here's the
here's
thing:
the thing:
is
if
that
you are
thing
only there
is
to
the thing is the people, the same people that we went to war against, that Miller fought against, and overseas against, those people are here too. So we are
so
wide open.
the thing about it is
We are wide open to more terrorist attacks, which is definitely going to happen now because the gates were wide open, and that's going to be a
discrimin
problem. And regardless of
discrimination is illegal, and if it can be proven that he's discriminating against other people, then he's going to be in trouble for that because this is America. Like, we got laws in place
I'm talking
for
about terror.
things like this, and there are people that have done these things. There have been people that have been taken to court and been sued because of these things. There are people who are currently jailed because of these things, because this is America and that shit is illegal. So they can try and do whatever they want to do, but there is law and order in this country, and that is what matters.
Well, there's no
Okay,
law and order where the Somalis are because they've been doing fraud and sending money back to Somalia. They've been doing all kind of stuff because they've taken over the government. They've even done visas. They've been abusing the whole visa thing. See, what
wait a
you do
minute.
is you
How can you say that, May, when when the governor of Texas went ahead and went after the
why do you
city
keep
of San
referring to
Marcos
Texas all the time?
because it's a good example of
There's a
how
whole country. Everything ain't
I know
Texas,
that.
Big J.
I know,
God,
I know. We are the greatest state in the union. However, right?
Let's
The
go.
thing
Texas
is,
ain't shit. Fuck Texas. Man, get the
yeah,
hell out of here.
like we used to be our own
Yeah,
nation for
look,
the
they
last
really
11
believe
The
that
years.
civil
too, though.
rights movement came from Georgia. And Girl Scouts. We done. Ain't Kobe.
Okay. Okay, but the thing is, though, is what I'm saying, though, May, is when Governor Greg Abbott went after the city of San Marcos for not giving the money to the Israelis, and other states was doing that too. Shutting. You couldn't get certain locales were being punished for not giving money to the Israelis. So the argument can be on both ends. So why are you concerned about the Somali Americans giving money back to their own people when you should be mad about the white folks, the white evangelicals giving money to the Israelis?
I got problems with all of that. Anything that
Yeah,
ain't America first, I
I do
got problems
too.
with all of that.
Right.
So yeah, I got problems with all of that. But let me tell you something. What these Somalis are doing is just is they picking on them. Let's admit that they're picking on them because they're Muslim and they're black and they're African and they're immigrants. We know that.
Right,
So we're
right.
not gonna sit here and pretend like we don't know what the real deal is. 'Cause they could probably go to New York and find Polish and Jewish and all kind of people doing exactly the same thing, no doubt. But what I'm saying is, as Americans who don't have a second place to go, do we need, honestly, these third world people who have no skills, can't read, can't speak English, don't know the culture, don't care about the culture? We don't have no common nothing with these people. And they come with this degenerate gangs and all this other crazy stuff and fraud. They literally come here, no matter how much money they make, they take more from the system. They are on average taking 50,000 and giving nothing. Is that what we need in America? That's my question.
Well, that's better than that. I'd rather have these Somalians getting their money than our money going to be funding the killing of Palestinians. So I don't give a fuck. America deserved that. Sorry, America deserved that.
We got a lot of problems in a lot of places.
Yeah, that's a good point there, G. That's hard to that's hard
I
to
really
argue
could
that
give a
because
fuck
I don't like
less
our
what them
tax
people
dollars
do.
going there either. That's messed up.
I don't give a damn because one, they don't live around us. They live around each other. So who cares? One of the reasons why we have such an issue with them being here is because they separate themselves from us. I don't give two flying fucks. Let them people do whatever the fuck they want to do. Because if they become a problem for America, America's going to get rid of them. I don't give a shit.
I
I
don't know.
don't care.
That's necessarily not true, Queen, because you hear the people in California talk about, Compton used to be like 90% black. Now it's 10% black and 90% Mexican. And other places, you know what I mean? Other towns, we're being moved out. Now a lot of us are going back down to the South. We still got our family land and our roots are still down there. But these
Yeah,
people are
no,
pushing us
because if
out
you
and they're
look at
taking over
these
our politics.
demographics now, the demographic list now, that shit don't look nothing like it used to. It's not just black. It's all kind of shit on there now. So, like I said, I don't care. I really
Well,
don't.
I mean, but the thing is, do we? Some of us don't care about African Americans surviving. Some of us don't care about that. So that makes sense. If we don't care about our own survival and staking out our own part of America and holding our own ground as both American and as black people
The
who are
whole of
already here,
America belongs to us. We built this motherfucker. What are you talking
well, that's
about?
what I'm saying.
Taking
We got
out
to
our
stand
own
our
place.
ground. We got to stand
We
our
don't
ground.
have a place. We own this shit. It's ours. We can
That's
go
not what
wherever the fuck we
that's
And
not
want to
what
that's
the
the
go.
point.
immigrants are
We got
saying.
to stand our ground.
That's not
Then
what
you
the
should
immigrants are
care.
saying. That's not what the
I should
immigrants
care
are
about
saying.
what?
If we
I
built
should
it,
care
you
about
don't
some
care.
immigrants.
Yes, you should, because they're
I
telling you
should
you
care
have no
about people
culture.
that can't get papers.
Yes,
I
yes,
That
you
should
can,
care
should.
about
that,
people that would never become citizens.
No, unless they have
Oh,
children here.
you should care about the people that are just
Why
becoming
should I care
citizens.
about that?
Because
Well,
all they
you
need
okay,
to do
Queen.
is
Just
have
you
children.
don't care
okay,
about it. You
okay.
don't care about what the outcomes.
I just talk amongst the people that care. Then you good.
Give me a reason to care because the
I
last
don't
You don't
time I
have
care.
checked,
to.
most
To
of
give
the
a
black
reason if
people
you
that
don't care,
held
that's cool.
office in the
I got
United
some people
States
that
are
don't care.
American Negroes. So
No,
what
no,
reason should I
no,
give a damn?
You should.
Ilhan Omar,
You
she's like the only person. So
Byron
what the
Donalds.
fuck
shouldn't care.
do I care for?
I
Byron
agree. You shouldn't care
Donalds.
when people tell you what it is. I just believe them. So I just
You
say
can't tell
I
me what
believe
it
her.
is
I
unless you
believe it.
got
She
proof that
just
that's
don't
what it
care.
is.
you don't care.
You don't care. That's okay.
When you
But
when you show
there
me
are.
proof,
All right,
when
we
you got
can
You
move
some
can say
on.
like
evidence
that.
that when you
You
got
can
some
say like that.
evidence, some legitimate, tangible evidence that shows me that this is something I
If
need to
you
give a
don't
damn
care, we
about,
don't need to even
I'll
show you
give a
no
damn
evidence.
about it. But most black people not finna vote for somebody that is
Okay,
not
but
in
you
their
don't
best
care
interest.
anyway, though. You don't care anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I don't
Right. I
care
mean, you
about
don't
shit
care.
that
You don't
don't
care.
matter, and
Well,
what
You don't
y'all
care.
talking about
and
does
y'all
not
So
matter.
okay, we'll just have a conversation about the things
Okay,
that
you know
do
what?
care.
Everybody
We can
is
talk about stuff that's actually tangible. Yeah, that
okay, well,
matters. But
you don't care, right?
the
So
Well,
all
one
these
person don't care,
hypotheticals
don't
and
have the
this what if
conversation.
and this
Okay,
could.
It's
I
not
don't
hold
what
give a
on,
if.
fuck
There's
about none of that shit.
evidence.
hold
Okay,
on,
you don't
Queen.
care. We got it.
Wait,
We got it. You don't
wait,
care.
wait,
Show me
wait,
some
I think
tangibles.
you're getting
What? Give
Queen.
me
we
something
don't have
that
to do
really
that.
matters. Something that
Hold
I
Wait a
really
on.
should
minute,
care about.
y'all. Damn,
Especially
like
from
what
people
the
that didn't
fuck?
know that we don't have a national language in this country. Come on now.
You,
Well,
okay,
you don't care anyway, so it doesn't matter, man.
stop chiming in on what she cares about without asking her
Where is
what
this shit?
she
Hold on, because
actually
y'all about to.
cares about. Like,
Well,
Well,
we
she
trying
already
to
said
do
she don't care about nobody speaking. Hold
just
on.
condemning
Wait a
her
minute,
for
Mella.
saying that she don't care
Mella.
instead of asking her
Mella.
what she cares about.
Mella, she said that she feels it's a country that anybody can come to. They don't need to speak English. And as many of them as want to come and do whatever they want to do,
She said
however they want to do,
America
they can
is going
do
to
it.
be America,
I didn't
regardless.
say none of that.
She
She
said
did.
So
You
don't
America
said,
lie
is
on
going to
me.
be
okay.
America. That's what
I
she
Okay.
didn't say
said.
anybody can come over here. That's not what I said. I didn't say
You
anybody
said it's
can
a
come over
country
here
of
and not
immigrants.
speak
You said it's a
English.
country of
That is
immigrants.
not what I
You
said.
on her, she
If you
don't
gonna
care,
quote me,
and
you
you
quote me
ran with that
directly,
shit.
or you don't quote me at
She
all.
cares about something.
Okay, well, if she care about that stuff, to
Because
her to
what you're doing is
bring up what
lying
she
on
care
me.
about
Because
it.
I
We don't
said
have to
none of the
pick
things
on
that just
her.
came out of your mouth.
She knows that she can say what she don't care about. Everything we talking about, she don't care about.
Because y'all
She
ain't saying nothing
can
tangible.
bring up
Okay,
what
we
she
I'm
don't
gonna
have to.
say it
I'm not
again.
gonna try
What
to
do
convince. I'm
you?
not trying to
Okay,
convince you.
Queen,
What is
If you
tangible?
don't mind, Queen, if you don't
Okay,
mind,
okay,
what
okay,
is it
okay,
that you
okay.
care about, Queen?
We
I
don't need to
don't.
What do
convince
you care
her.
about?
She got a right to think what she want to think.
One at a time, please. Thank
I'm
you.
asking what Queen cares about, for the record. Can you actually state what you tangibly care about?
I care about the immigration laws being fixed in this country. I don't care
What does that look like?
to
Letting
to
everybody in? What does that look like?
no. It's not about letting everybody in.
Okay.
It is about letting people in for whatever is necessary for the country. I don't care to sit up here and single folks out and say, "Oh, because you weren't born here, you shouldn't be here," and all this, the crazy shit that's going on now. I do not agree with it at all because these are human beings, and just like these people are coming for here, looking for a place to be, or people that have been here and being ripped away from the only life that they know, that could very well be us.
Okay, let me tell you
And
something, right? There
mhm,
is something called enemies. Okay. There's something called enemies. There's this
Mm-hmm.
term called enemies.
Okay,
Those
go
who
and
those who are not interested in conforming to what it is to be a cohesive nation are enemies. And
yes,
people that are coming roughshod to quote unquote take over and influence what was traditionally known as an established cohesive experience as an American is an enemy. Do you advocate, and I'm asking this respectfully, would you say that it's cool to give enemies the benefit of the doubt?
hell no,
Okay,
no.
there you go. So she does care, everybody. She cares. She cares about whether or not we let quote unquote enemies into this country. She cares about that.
okay, but see, the problem is with y'all is y'all want to get rid of the 14th, the 13th, 14th, 15th. No, all you got to do, if y'all really wanted to solve this problem, get rid of the 1965 Immigration Act that Lyndon LBJ signed in New York City. That's all. That's
That would be a
all.
start.
Yeah, that will all solve all of. You don't have to take down the Constitution down. Just take down that law down or amend it, and it'd be all over with. And hold on. Let me add this to get rid of, stop the foreign policy exercises in south of the border. The only reason why the people come up here, drew the southern border was not those people don't want to be here. Those people were sent here. Those
This
people
whole
was
foreign
driven.
policy thing that you're speaking of, it has so many, different avenues in that web, because there are politicians that are compromised. Do you think that, what's that character's name? Bill Clinton. Do you think that Bill Clinton would have signed NAFTA into agreement if he was not compromised for being exposed? He signed that
NAFTA, and CAFTA. Both those trade agreements was made partially in the 1980s. Because it had its origins in the 1980s because the corporations do not want to pay union fees to American employers. That's why NAFTA and CAFTA was created, because the corporations did not want to pay any, it was trying to bypass the union laws. That's why. And also on top of this, right?
That wasn't Clinton's focus, but it became his focus when they threatened to expose him for his perversion.
Everybody knew Clinton was a pervert when he was governor of Arkansas. Everyone knew Jennifer Flowers during the 1992 election.
Exists because of Clinton's perversion.
No. NAFTA was created out of the Reagan Bush years, and Clinton took up on it because he was because he was a corporatist.
How is this related to immigration? How is this related to immigration?
Now, where I was coming in from, and before Mela interrupted, was how, okay, I want to say this right now. The people who come across the border are not Mexicans. People who come across the border, the Venezuelans and Colombians. And you can tell, I can tell the difference between a Venezuelan and a Mexican, and the Guatemala and the Mexican. They might all look the same. They speak Spanish.
What about the Canadians?
Hold on, Mela. The only reason why, because we sent our CIA and the NSA down south of the border. We fucked up their economy, and now, son, we up here complaining about them people coming up here for.
Yep.
Yeah, see, we got Hondurans and mostly in New Orleans, but they've been here since after Katrina. That's who helped us rebuild New Orleans. But the thing is that I got no problem with people that come in the right way. The whole hustle was back in the days, you could come here, make American dollars, and go and send it back home and flip it. That was the extra hustle. People that came used to come here. They work visa. What's wrong with the work visa thing? So
the thing, if y'all really want to change this, don't focus on those 3 amendments of Constitution. Focus on the 1965 immigration law, and also go after shut down the military industrial complex. That's all you got to do. If you really don't want these people to come up here, then focus on those 2 issues, because you're not going to do anything. They spinning your wheels.
I mean, that's the truth, because even with these these Afghans that came over here, that's because we went over there and messed up their country. They had to come over here too.
Yeah,
these people are not coming here just because it's America and it's free. America is going over here into these nations and fucking them up.
Yeah,
we have no choice but to grant these people asylum.
We can't open the door for our enemies like that.
That's why our National Guard got shot.
Destroy people's nations and then leave them destitute that way.
You know what they do?
A crime.
Those people are going to come over here. Those people come over here and they become terrorists. They come over here and they become aggressive. Y'all saw how the Mexicans acted in California. They were burning American flags. They were burning American flags. They were also burning American flags. They was like, we care about Mexico. What I'm telling y'all is you're going to end up with a conjoined state. When I mean state, I mean country, where everybody's here for themselves and there's nothing that binds anybody together. American identity and culture. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse and worse is the point. It's going to get worse and worse.
It's been like that since day one.
It's going to get worse if it's not corrected. You understand? It's going to get worse.
It's been Yeah, it's been like that since day one.
And we're gonna get worse. Is my point. It's going to get worse.
You know, and I'm glad Ken Burns made that American Revolution special because what you just said proved everything right. What was the whole? It was about me, and fuck everybody else. That's how America was created. It was about me, and fuck everybody else.
So
Can you
true.
pull up? Can you pull Melanated's comment up, please? Please pull that one up. She said the UK does not do this. Look at what she wrote. We got to realize that the rest of the world, and we can say whatever we want to say about America, but China is not going to allow just anybody and everybody to come, especially enemies and states they have done something to.
The history of America. America was an expansive. America started off with 13 colonies and expanded to 50 states.
We're full. How about that? We're full. We're done. How about that? We're done.
And we swallowed up all these. Yeah, but it's true. So how can you justify it when we swallow up all these other groups of people, the Acadians, the native tribe, and then we add Africans into it, and then when we boxing the Chinese up in here. So
what you're saying is just we're going over a cliff. We're going over a cliff. So speed up. Just speed up going over the cliff is what you're saying. Speed up. Just keep going. Just going over the cliff is
I
what you're
don't
saying.
think that anybody on the panel is saying to just let anybody and everybody into the country. I don't think anybody up here is saying that. The things that you have to consider are the things that cause these problems to exist, and that's not what's being discussed.
A lot of times art imitates life, and I remember the quote in Scarface when he said America is just a big pussy waiting to get fucked.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Free pussy, free pussy, everybody, free pussy.
That's what America is.
Wide open.
It's just laying down wide open.
And we can't be wide open like
and
that.
At some point, we gotta close
the
America's legs.
system.
Wide open. You get infections like that.
No, the best.
We're gonna get gonorrhea. We're gonna get chlamydia. We're gonna have a clap. We're gonna get everything.
We're gonna have these people setting off bombs on our ass.
It's like
I'm more. Listen, hold on. I'm more worried about white folks popping shit off before I worry about these Muslims and everybody else. It's some white folks I'm more worried about.
Disclaimer alert. I'm known to say controversial things. I apologize if I offended anybody this early.
No, I appreciate it. That shit was good. No, it was good. But I don't like them South Africans coming over here. Poor white trash dumped over here, uneducated.
And guess what? And guess what though? And it's gonna be them white South Africans. They're gonna be part of those Aryan nations. They're gonna join up with these Hicks, any Hicks and and rednecks and shit. They're gonna start popping shit off. You don't see. I look at this shit. Huh?
But why would the whites begin to pop shit off?
Right, because they see their world about to crash, and the only way they need to do it, and because they've been lied to so many times, right? So like they're looking for any provocation to do something.
Pure Butterfly wouldn't agree with that.
What did Pure got to do with this?
Patriarchy is crumbling.
White people wouldn't even agree with that.
White male patriarchy is crumbling. And the more immigrants they let in here, and the more we see these H-1B visas and these immigrants taking over jobs like the Mexican did when they took over the lawn care, when they took over construction, when they started taking over painting, roofing. What are these white boys doing? They mad. They ain't got no tradable. They don't got no trades. They ain't got no skills. They incels. They could play video games really good and say the N-word on the video game, but other than that, these young boys ain't got no skills. What the oligarchs and the generations before us are doing, bringing in this cheap labor, bringing in these people who don't care about the legacy or the lineage of that is America, who have only come here to get this bag and deteriorating our constitution or changing our laws and
Yeah,
not even giving them about them is
that's
their goal
always
and
been
motto.
their
Look,
goal.
they want Sharia. They want Sharia. They literally said they want this to be like Somalia. Like what? I don't want to live in Mogadishu. They don't got no lights.
Y'all
Is
are
that where we
ridiculous.
like? That's where we go. Oh, that's where did you
Let me
get it
tell
from?
y'all something. I literally
I.e.
lived in a
Minnesota.
Somali community because they have this. They started that stuff they doing up there with them Somalis. They started it here in Atlanta. Actually, they tried to dump them here in Atlanta, and they realized they wasn't going to work out. So there is a big, huge fleeing. What you call them, refugees? There's a big group of refugees here in Somalia. I unfortunately had an African husband who did not consult me before signing a new lease because he didn't, he just wanted to do stuff like he the only one who mattered. So I ended up in a Somali community for 1 year. It was a regular apartment complex and it was being paid for by the government. The whole thing was bought for the Somalis. Okay. And when I say bought, I don't mean purchased, but actually like they were paying the rent for all of them. And so these shiftless people who were refugees, and I'm talking about a lot of units. I'm talking about at least 100 unit buildings, right, with 8 units in each building. So it's about 800 big. And I lived there as a Black American. I had to walk through that community at that time because I didn't have a car, and I got harassed. And I saw the worst of the Somalis. So I know what I'm talking about firsthand. They were gangs. They were drinking. They were smoking. Don't let that Muslim shit fool you. They do not act like Muslims. They were catcalling and harassing me to the point where my ex-husband had to walk me to and from my bus to station to
So
college when
they're
I was trying to go to
dangerous.
college.
They're
Huh?
dangerous people. Somalis are dangerous people.
The ones I lived around were out of control. They were violent and dangerous. They were playing rap music, and especially the guys. The women stay in the house. They're real big and fat, like 500 pounds, and they wear 10 different colors of clothing at the same time.
What's
But
up
the
with
Okay,
the
young,
cloud?
I just
So
want to be
why
informed to look
the
out.
young men
why
were
do you think
definitely dangerous. They were
Okay,
why do
catcalling
you
me, and I was
think
afraid I was going to get gang raped because they were
Queen
very aggressive.
I
Queen? Why
gotta
do you
ask the
think
question though.
Mandami won? Why do we all think Mandami won New York City?
I actually supported
what you
Mamdani.
say?
I actually
Regardless of the
supported
support,
Mamdani.
New York City is damn near 80% immigrants now, right? There's like
Right.
no historical Americans in New York City. It's very, very small, minute group of people that live there. It's majority immigrant now.
Right.
These are
Hmm.
the effects. Whether you support Mandami or not, they're bringing in their own people. Slowly but surely. These people are not legacy Americans, so we don't have to care, but they're going to care for us, and they're going to change us for us. But we don't
Yeah, they're
have
going
to
to change
care.
us. Yep.
But you need to find a nice, comfortable Southern place with enough blacks around you, because things about to change.
Well, V Dub, that was my point of just sharing what
Right.
I shared. I'm in the
Right.
South in my own state where I grew up, you know what I'm saying? And I end up in an environment where everything was different because these people completely took over and they changed the culture to the point where I couldn't even feel comfortable. Literally, it felt dangerous.
Yeah, see,
That's
I'm
my
in New
point.
Orleans. We ain't playing that shit at all. That's why I listen to y'all. I listen to the issues that people said in major cities and the things, and I watch what's going on and what's to come, and then I see what the politicians doing, trying to push that. Now, why would you want to push? And you notice every Democratic city it started in New Orleans when they did not after Katrina. You know what they did? They put a freeze on hiring police officers, right? And then the next thing was defund the police. And right now we short on police, and now we got a new mayor that's Latino man. Now we're not doing that, uh, you know, city integrated city thing, and that's a problem. Like we ain't got no protesters. ICE is here now. We not playing that on that, and then the white folks ain't playing that shit when you get to this side and when you get to Mississippi and Alabama and stuff like that. So I don't get it, but I listen to y'all, and then and what it seemed like, and from California, that's damn near an invasion, right? And
It's
that's
over.
Venezuelans and stuff like that. Texas always held their own. They always had Mexicans in Texas. Now,
This whole Sharia law assertion that I heard, is that a concern for anybody that they're
It should
gonna
be.
are they starting
insist?
to implement that?
they're
Didn't
gonna
they just
influence.
didn't they just buy a whole like plot of land in Texas or something, and it's just like basically
Man,
nationwide.
listen, no. They bought like 4 or 5 places in Texas. They bought 4 or 5
Okay.
places. There's one out there in north part of Houston. The one out there in Dallas. There's one some. I think they're trying to build one out there in Waco somewhere. Yeah, big plot of land. That's why the governor decided to shut all that shit down. You know.
Oh, you talking
Yeah.
about the Islamic community?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. That big
Yeah,
ass.
I've heard brothers idolize yeah, they have ideations of Sharia law being in
You
this
heard
country. They
brothers say
have
that?
ideations of it.
You said brothers were talking about that Sharia law?
Yeah, they're
Black
brothers.
men.
Yeah,
They
Oh,
might
that
be.
red,
Black men.
that red pill community. They
the
talking about that crap.
black Manosphere Negroes, yeah, the black Manosphere niggas,
Yeah,
yeah,
the black
yeah,
manosphere guys.
yeah,
They
yeah.
they are they have
They're not built.
ideations of Sharia law.
They're not built for
Yeah,
Sharia law. They don't follow the
yeah.
men part of
Then
Sharia
there'll
law.
be a,
They want
under a
Sharia
town
law
full of
against
men that
women.
can't get women anyway.
No, they want Sharia law
If,
against women. You got to follow that as a man as well. So don't think you can just go rape a woman and not get your thing cut off, or slit
Exactly.
and not get your hand cut off.
They
Like,
don't
I
want
don't know what
to.
these men
They
think.
don't want that part of it. They want the being able to
Control
overpower a
women.
woman part of it.
Let
Yeah,
me
that's
give
not good.
y'all a scenario. Let me give y'all a scenario of how this could change. We're gonna use the Somalis for example. Okay, if there was a guy who was saying that he did not like the fact that they could not marry underage. Okay,
Mm.
that's something in a certain state that could change. I'm just saying. They could also
Correct.
do, what you call it, genital mutilation. That's something they could say is legal in their area if they take over a
Yeah.
complete state. I'm just telling you, that stuff could be happening. Child brides and stuff like that. If people can influence and get big enough to take over a city or a state, they absolutely can change the culture completely. Another one, Muslims believe that men and women should be separate. What happens in Dearborn or these other places when they say this is a girls only school? This is a boys only school. And they start
But
saying
Jews
we're
have
going to
that in
teach
New York.
Islamic culture in the public school. I'm just saying it's possible.
Yeah. Now, Jewish people have that in New York already. It's called yeshivas, and I forgot what the boys' school is called, but they already have that in New York.
Are they
Again,
public
Jewish
though?
people,
Publicly funded?
they get public funds, but they fund a lot of this stuff
Wow.
themselves. But yeah, so
Oh, well, I'm talking about public
Yeshiva
money though. I'm talking about
University.
public. No, no, listen. I'm talking about V-Dub. I'm saying if they own and start running the school board, they get all Somalis on the school board. They could very well say that all the schools at this point that are funded by the school board are going to be all female or all male schools. And we never know how that could turn out. It could be substandard schools for girls, or
We
girls
used to
don't go
have
to
that though.
school until. I'm just saying it could be a lot of
Yeah.
things change here.
Man, they
They need to
But
go the Afghan route.
for y'all to really be talking about protecting America, y'all sure don't got no damn faith in America. This shit sound crazy to you.
So we don't got no
I
faith
What
in
know that.
America.
American is supposed to sit up here and let
No,
their
not
daughters
right
be
now.
undereducated and it not be a
We
fucking
care about
problem?
it. Yeah, it's
Not
stuff
an
we.
American, an immigrant child or a child of an immigrant. People from different cultures would let that
That's an
happen. For example,
immigrant.
yeah, but they're coming to America.
They can come
They're
Oh,
to
taking over
America.
towns.
What the
okay.
hell?
Okay, let me explain to you,
Dude,
Queen.
You don't
Let me tell
see the
you, I'm
long
gonna give
term
you.
effect.
No,
She
y'all
doesn't see the
sound
long
real
term effect.
racist to me.
She
That's
doesn't.
what's
No,
bothering me.
It's
Y'all
not
sound
about
not in
racist
racism.
as
America.
hell.
Well, let me explain.
It's a shame to become the demon that you've been fighting. And that's a problem for me.
Okay, most Somalis believe you should be able to marry
Ah,
15-year-old girls. Okay, most of them do. They believe
Queen
that's
is
Okay,
okay.
but
a Christian.
we
You
just
got to
watched a
consider that.
motherfucker die that had on a Nambla shirt and
She's
whose
a
wife was
Christian.
selling kids. So what is we talking about?
You're a Christ follower, and that's a different connotation.
Like what are
Believe
we
it or
talking
not,
What
about
you
here?
mean,
there are
Mela?
people.
Mela, what you
We
saying?
got we got the palm colored people that's trying to lower the age of consent for children. So why is we talking about other groups of people as
I'm
if
talking about
this shit ain't
institutions. They can
already
change.
prevalent?
They can change our public institutions to suit them. Is what I'm saying. American paid money like public schools. That's what I'm talking about. Not what they want to do personally. I'm talking about public schools can change. Now I'm gonna give you an example. Y'all heard of the Dr. York? Y'all heard of him?
Yep.
Dr.
Yes.
Malachi Z.
Yeah.
York. Okay, so I'm gonna give
Yes.
you an example of black people who have already accomplished this. What they did is they went down to South Georgia. I don't know why they keep fucking with Georgia, but they came to Georgia and they went down close to Macon. They bought a whole bunch of land in a small town. They
Yeah, they building
proceeded to
pyramids and
take
shit.
over. They proceeded, the Yorks people, they proceeded to take over every element of the government. They got themselves elected into the city council and they started changing everything. I think they was working on the sheriff's department. And that's when the sheriff who was current, he said, before I get voted out, I'm gonna call the FBI and get them down here. Because these people are literally taking over and they're gonna control everything. And he called the FBI and the FBI and the federal government responded. They said that it was an infiltration and it was dangerous. And they did ungodly things to take that land and get them people up out of there. So
The
the
new
government
Roundabout.
does recognize something called a hostile takeover. Our government does recognize that as a threat. I'm just saying, domestic or outside.
Okay. So how are you going to stop Muslims from taking over? We have the First Amendment. They give people the right of religion.
The FBI.
Well,
How,
are they citizens? First of all, are they citizens?
well,
Are they legal? Are they got citizens? Because we just saying, we just assuming that they're citizens, then and they not.
right.
A lot, millions of them are not.
A lot of those people
So we got the
are
first
having
thing we got to do
babies.
is deport
A
all
lot.
the people.
Okay, Kev. But a lot of those people are having babies, right? So when all them children are born, guess what? They're already American citizens at this point.
Okay,
So
and then
therefore,
so when they get deported, their parents could take their babies with them.
they're
remember?
not getting deported. They're
Okay,
not
well,
getting
there are
deported.
people getting deported with children.
You're missing the point. You're missing the
Jeff,
point. The point is
what is the
the
law? What is the
children being
law?
born here. Huh? Go ahead.
What is the law that they got to stand by? Even if they're taking over this nation, do they stand by Sharia law or do they stand by American constitutional law, state and local laws?
They, they will be forced to stand by the United States Constitution in the laws thereof.
The Constitution doesn't cover everything. That's the problem. Locally, it doesn't cover everything.
I say, and the laws thereof, which means the state constitution as well,
and the local area laws.
In the local area laws.
Well, they can change the local laws is the problem. They can change the local laws. As long as they don't violate state law. As long as they don't violate state law.
So they can't just change the state constitution. That's a hard thing to do.
Well, can I be honest and say to Georgia, we've had situations that pop up here because of activists they had never thought of. They were not state laws. And what our legislature did is they created new laws to counter some of the local stuff we were doing. You understand? So you have to have a robust state legislator that are willing to say, we see a problem. So I'm speaking to what Queen said. Where are the checks and balances? If you don't have state laws that address these things, these are modern things here that are coming up. Like, for example, if they say that we want girls to be having their coochie cut at the local clinic, okay? And we want to cut their coochies off. And then they say that's what we're going to do under Sharia law, right? You're not pure unless you got your coochie cut. We're going to mandate that. And we're going to make it legal so that you can go to the health department and get your coochie cut. The state legislature is going to have to start addressing that because FGM is not illegal and it's not against the law, I don't think.
Hell, in California, they give your kids hormone pills just because they feel like they may be another gender without telling the parent in their regular elementary school.
But that's
this is one of them state laws.
Yeah, but that's different than what y'all. Okay, that situation is different from what y'all accusing the Islamic population is about to do. Now, the best thing to do, I think that's why to open the borders up, because though they needed a population like the Hispanic community. Yeah, and since the many Hispanics are strong, very strong in their Catholic faith, and the Catholics do not believe in birth control. That's why that's why I think Texas is going to be split like four or five ways, because the South Texas is going to be nothing but but Catholics, and the North Texas is gonna be Muslim, and everybody else is caught up in the middle of that shit. So
And y'all was the only state that always ran as one. Didn't matter the color you was in Texas. Texas was for Texans. Now y'all split up.
well, Texas been split. Texas always had been. I mean, the culture of Texas
The culture and the mentality of a Texan is that no matter where they go.
Y'all turning into New Yorkers. Welcome to the club.
yeah. Well, it's already there though. V-Dub, it's already there. I mean,
You got the mosque next to the temple, the synagogue next to the church. Yeah, and
it's already there.
People
On
the stores with the Muslims in it. Come on, welcome to New York, niggas. I'm trying to tell y'all.
The thing is over here though is mainly the Baptists and the Catholics fighting right now.
Mhm.
Now it's going to be the Catholics versus the Muslims because the population going to boom.
And the
It's gonna
Mexicans go ease on in there.
And that's why I think that was going to happen. That's why I think though what they did is they eased up. Hold on, let me add her back in here. Okay, that's why though they're easing the Hispanics in here to populate the Muslim population.
It's the new crusades.
That's what I think is happening, huh?
It's the new crusades.
The new crusades. Who can out pregnant? Who can out child? They find all them women.
Y'all, wait a minute. Y'all leaving somebody out. Wait a minute. Hold up. Y'all talking about crusades. You got the Christians, then you got the Jews. Don't forget the Jews are in this mix too. And then you got the Muslims. And I just want to say for the record, I'm on the side of the Muslims. I don't care what y'all think I'm saying about Somalis. I'm on the side of Muslims. Just taking my side. That's all.
No, the Jews are here. They got their hands in everything. I don't mean to say it like that. But
who made Madani a mayor? It wasn't no Muslims. That was Jews.
Right.
That was the Jews that made him.
If you taking ALPAC money, you controlled by Jews.
No. He wasn't taking ALPAC money. He was taking what are the 5 groups in New York, Avida? I forgot the names. It was the five millionaires in New York that fed money to Madani, and then they also was trying to put out this idea that Madani was anti-Islamic and shit, and they was playing that up, and then they also was feeding money to Madani's campaign, and even the treasurer was Jewish, of the practice Judaism. So I'm just like, a lot of it is bullshit, in my opinion. A lot of that religious bullshit is bullshit. That's why though, when everybody keep talking about Sharia law, okay, how come there's not Sharia law in Dearborn yet?
You don't understand. They're not going to call it Sharia law. What it is why are you guys not paying attention? Things change. Just like in the South, let's get away from race for a second. Let's just use Atlanta for a second. Atlanta used to be very Republican, okay? It used to be very red. You couldn't win shit unless you was a Republican in Georgia. And what has happened is all these liberals have come from the North. They come from California. They come from everywhere, Chicago. We've had an infiltration of a lot of liberals. So guess what has happened to the laws and everything in Georgia? It's become more liberal. And at this point, if you are a Republican, you have to look at your district and you have to say to yourself, I think I better go down the middle and be moderate because there's a whole lot of liberals in my district. And it's no different from cultural groups. Your culture is going to change the environment. You're going to start hacking away at laws. We just got marijuana is fucking, what is it, HPC or whatever that shit is they take. It's legal in Georgia. Back at THC, back in the day, there would never be some shit like that in Georgia under Republicans. So people change culture when they infiltrate. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but don't sit here and pretend that people don't start changing laws. They don't start changing the school systems. Let's not pretend. Let's stop pretending.
but you know what I think the future gonna be, V-Dub and Mela, and I'm gonna get off with this. And
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
you
you for
will.
saying that's who those were the names. Yeah, Bill Ackman's one of you. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I was trying to remember the names. Thank you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, Bill Ackman, what?
Yeah, Bill Ackman was one of the 5 families that poured
Oh,
money to
in
Madani and
New
them.
York.
Yeah, New York. Yeah.
Bloomberg is a billionaire, and he
But I
was the
think
mayor
that
3 times.
I think that the South go try to stand strong and fight that kind of immigration and stuff like that. So that the next whatever civil war we go have, we can see it starting to come up now. Pretty much
Well,
because
that's
I'm
what
like, damn,
North and South
we
Carolina
all
are
talking
changing.
about New York. It's like, damn, New York, we lost New York.
What'd you
We lost
say,
New York, yeah.
V-Dub, what'd
No,
you
no,
say?
North Carolina and South Carolina are kind of like leading the charge of not conforming as much. Like the weed laws out there is not. South Carolina is not playing with the weed. North Carolina is a little bit loose. South Carolina is not playing with that. Don't go from Georgia to South Carolina with some bud on you. You going to jail. You going to the joint.
Mm.
So some certain peoples are holding up, but they getting old, and because politicians about to get about the way for these younger people who, their parents weren't born in America. They don't have any ties to the Civil War, to the World War One, World War II, Vietnam, Korea. They don't got no ties to
Right,
any of that.
right.
Okay, so
Ain't no
It's a
skin
wrap.
in the game.
Nothing.
so my thing is how y'all going to remedy this situation then?
I got an idea. I guess we need to go to war again so they can get some skin in
That's
this
the
game.
next civil war, just like I told you, bro.
We don't
There
need a
ain't gonna
civil
never
war.
be a
We
day
need them to go somewhere else.
that it's gonna be okay for boys and to be changing in my daughter's bathroom. I'm not gonna be okay with that. Like it ain't a major. It's not a major thing. It's not a thing for me. But I ain't gonna never vote for that.
Yeah, but
Forever.
what does that have to do with the immigration issue?
Well, that also goes along with that because that they push them both at the Democrats push them both at the same time. You ain't gonna get one without the other. Because if you get the immigrants coming in, they start voting Democrat. Democrats go roll with that too. That ain't gonna end. That's the only 2 things they going for. So we
I
gonna have to
think
deal with all of that at the same time.
I'll say this. I think that
Because
what we could, the only thing.
right now you can't ask our mayor what is a damn woman. They can't answer it. Whenever they got immigration issues and they got them influx in cities, that the leader of that city will not say what a damn woman is now. So that's coming with it.
Where
Okay.
you? Okay.
Okay, what I will say, I'll answer your question, Big J. You're saying what am I going to do or what can we do? Anything that I can as far as my voting is concerned, I'm going to need to vote and make sure I support locally any ordinances and stuff like that. Like Atlanta is not a sanctuary city. And anybody who wants Atlanta to be a sanctuary city and use my tax dollars, my local money to support a whole bunch of immigrants and people coming here and stuff, I'm raising all kind of hell. I'm not going to have it. And organizing with other people who say you're not going to take our tax dollars, America first. I'm a natural born citizen. I don't have nowhere else to go. And what you're not going to do is keep bringing these people here. And we're also going to have to hold businesses accountable. You know, we may need some ordinances. For example, they used to allow people to live in hotels in DeKalb County. We had a whole bunch of people living in hotels. Now there's a housing crisis, no doubt. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all, what the white folks did, they got together and they said, we don't want this shit. It wasn't the black people, it was the white people. They said all this hotel living, long-term stay, that shit's done. They got an ordinance and they passed it. They cleaned up every single hotel in this county. So what I'm saying is we could have an ordinance that you cannot hire people who are not documented in our county. In our county, period. No matter what the state and the federal says.
I think Atlanta had the most people who sat out on this election too, and that made a difference. They didn't vote for either side.
It was our white liberals. Our white liberals sat out. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And third ward, we all from the same state, third ward. And yes, you're right, third ward. I don't think people understand how people are in their own little worlds over here. I mean, we those of us in the coastal areas, we're on our own little world. People in the central part of the state, they on their own little world and shit. So
Yeah,
I think there's a misconception about our state that
Texas
people really
huge.
don't.
Look how big
Yeah,
Texas is.
yeah, exactly. It's too
Yeah,
huge.
yeah, you can have
So,
four countries represented in Texas. Yeah, with
right,
ease.
yeah, you're right. So you can't really just say, that's why I'm saying though. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think though you're gonna see a population boom in South Texas because they're gonna keep bringing in these Catholics in, and the Hispanic population. Them Catholics going to save America. I think because they well, when I say save from the what y'all think is Sharia law.
Yeah. Is it realistic that businesses can be in? How can I put this? Is it realistic?
Influence?
Is it realistic to enforce that business owners not employ in some fashion undocumented workers? Is that realistic? Because businesses are about the bottom line. And if they can get an undocumented worker to do the job for less money,
There's a way.
they're going to be attracted to that option.
Yeah,
If it costs them more money than they make, it's gonna be a problem.
put them in jail.
No man.
arrest them
If it
for it.
costs them jail time, if you send their ass to the joint, they gonna stop
Right.
hiring people that's undocumented. They got.
I
agree.
It should be a
Or do
minimum
that.
10 years. Minimum 10 years.
Yep.
Oof.
Yep.
10
There
years.
won't be no more hot. Minimum 10 years. Automatic.
V-Dub, turn your volume up. V-Dub, turn your volume up.
He might have to turn my volume up. I don't think I can do it.
Hold on.
Can you turn him up? Because we can barely hear him.
And
I'm gonna
not
try to
streaming
do
this
it.
house. Yeah, I can't do nothing.
Hold
Maybe
on,
I should put on my other headset. Let me see if I can.
Okay,
double that
hold on.
up.
I got it. I got your mic volume up.
Yeah, you're
Alright,
louder
right.
now, V-Dub. Go ahead.
Okay, you go ahead.
All right, yeah. So a minimum 10-year sentence. If you get caught hiring undocumented workers, yeah, they'll stop that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
Now here goes our problem.
Work visa.
Our problem is still the wages. We actually require American citizens require livable wages and health insurance and all that other stuff, while undocumented people don't. You can hand them, the 150 for the day, they get up out of here. Us, you got to pay us double that. Plus, you got to pay insurance, unemployment insurance, and all that other stuff. So something's gonna have to give, which means prices are either gonna have to go up, which they go up anyway. Period. But that's what's gonna have to happen. Like that's what's gonna eventually happen. But if there's some serious consequences to it, then you black men will start getting jobs at the work site again. I mean, simple as that.
I mean, I think though you might see UBI happen before that happens. I actually think UBI would happen before all that would occur.
We gotta see, but yeah.
What's UBI? What's that?
Universal income.
Oh, okay.
Them oligarchs would love that. Them rich folks would love that. That'll simplify a lot of things.
Universal basic income. Yeah.
Right.
Other countries are practicing that.
Well, that's very dangerous to have because what happens is, you can start saying that it's a punishment and cut people off of it if they don't behave in what particular way. It doesn't mean they did a crime. It can just mean that they don't behave in the way that you are favorable. Yeah, social credit. That's dangerous.
Capitalist society and
Canada tried the social credit system in the 1950s and 40s. It failed.
China wants to try it. It's not working out either.
The only thing I think we should have socially is health care and education, and everything else. You should be able to go for yourself and pull yourself up. That's the bootstraps we need. That'll get us
Can,
started.
can y'all explain why it didn't work? I never heard that. Why it didn't work? UBI and social credit.
Big J. And
So in Canada, so social credit did not work because it attaches itself to something about religion or some old shit, and I gotta look that back up. Because I look up a Canadian politics because I'm trying to go to Canada.
You trying to move there, nigga?
To live?
No, there's somebody from high school. I want to. Anyway,
Hey,
yeah. So, anyway,
he wants
I-
access.
So you got to
Yeah.
study politics to hit it. You got to study the politics to hit it.
yeah. So yeah. The social credit system is how I think how the resources, that the geographical location, I'm trying whatever it's created, it funnels back to you. Some I'm trying to put it like this. Hold
Okay,
on.
y'all said it didn't work in China. What didn't work? I'm trying to figure
Okay.
that out because they are in complete control. What didn't work?
The
Oh
social.
no, they're trying to give you like a per social credit score. So like you can't do things in China, and with their facial recognition, it's like if your social credit score is bad, it's like hard for you to get a job or hard for you to, you're basically labeled as a indigent or whatever it is. So China's doing what they can do, but to be honest with you, their youthful population is making too much money. They're becoming capitalist. That communistic ideology is kind of weighing away.
If
Again,
your
America.
data indicates that you're doing something that's along the lines of a degenerate, they'll
Yeah.
cancel your social credit.
China don't
What
play
do you
that.
think about that chip thing? Like employees having that chip put in their
They're
hand.
doing that in Sweden right now. They
Yeah,
literally
well,
injecting people in Sweden right now.
So we
yeah.
don't have any evidence that this doesn't work. Then we don't actually have any evidence.
No.
Okay.
Like the
It's
Chinese tried it.
called
The
the black
Chinese
market.
tried right. The Chinese tried it. The Canadians tried it, and in the 1950s, that did not work. So,
I'm gonna have to
so yeah.
research that
Ain't
because I'm not
nothing
clear. I'm not
gonna
clear.
work. Nothing's going to work. Capitalism is failing. It has expanded as much as it can expand. We only got one goddamn globe. Ain't nobody else we can sell shit to.
But I think the only way to save capitalism, quote unquote, is go up.
Go up where? Where the fuck we going? To the sky?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
To the
If you
moon.
We
oh
ain't
yeah,
even go to the moon for me.
there is. Well,
I agree.
yeah. I believe we went to the moon.
Yeah,
And
We ain't went to no damn moon because we went there. Why the hell we ain't been back?
Hey, look at here. It's a lot of money.
there is a
That's a good
natural
point.
resource. There is a natural resources on the moon, and I'm gonna tell you
Titanium.
right now, huh?
Titanium.
You're right, titanium, and guess what? Helium-3. Oh man, I'm already investing in some companies on mining the moon. Oh
And
man, there's
Queen.
gonna be some killing.
Y'all,
Queen.
I'm with Queen. I'm with Queen. I don't think
Oh
they went to the moon. Nah, they ain't been to the moon.
They went to the
Nah.
moon. There's
yeah.
They
no
went to no
incentive.
goddamn
Look,
moon because if they
we went to
did,
the
somebody would
listen.
have been back. Ain't not damn country on this damn globe been to no fucking moon.
You're
All
not
right.
paying attention.
Now we get where Queen at.
India, and China, and another country
Yeah,
all have
India.
robots on the moon right now. We went to the moon. There is no incentive after.
Robots, ain't no
Can you
humans been to no
listen?
moon.
You're not listening. Once communism fell, there was no incentive to beat the Russians to outer space.
Right.
That's why we share the little satellite thing, the whatever they
Yeah.
call it, that floats
It's
around
called,
the Earth.
It's called Skylab. We share
Y'all do that
Skylab with
bullshit
the,
if you want to.
You,
no.
you know who's banned from the International Space Station? China.
The
You know who's
Russians,
building their own
China,
international?
Okay,
China.
before we
You know
the
who's building
continue
their
Chinese.
this
own space station?
conversation, who among us thinks that the earth is flat?
Nah, man, I don't believe that stupid shit. Look, can we
None
Yeah,
can
of
we
I don't
leave
us.
believe that
drugs
stupid
alone?
shit. I
Let's
don't
leave
believe
it.
that.
Okay, so why are we entertaining the concept that nobody's been to the moon?
Because I can because I have a telescope and you can. Well, you know what? I'll leave it
Not
alone,
the
y'all.
telescope.
I got a couple
So
Your boy
telescopes,
said I got the
you can
telescope.
you
pinpoint.
saw pale
You
face on the moon with your
no, no,
telescope.
no, no.
What you
You
saying?
can if you have a power enough telescope, you can actually see where it actually landed at.
Yeah, well, like, boy, he don't believe in his
Okay.
numbers. He don't believe that moving.
Yeah, so I think no helium-3 is gonna be the
Because I'm
future.
not a flat earther. I'm not a flat earther, but I'm trying to figure out the scope of,
All right, let me ask you
what
a
you all are
question.
thinking. Like,
Let me
it's
ask you a
like,
question.
Yeah,
what are you
When the
all
Earth
thinking?
when
some
the
people
Earth
would think.
casts its shadow on the moon every night, what's the shape of the shadow? I mean, you either have a half moon, a full moon, a little thumbnail moon, right? Or it's fully gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
When the moon goes in front of the sun, what do we get? We get a circle surrounded by another circle, right? So why would the entirety of space all be round? Even our water drops here on Earth all be round, but the Earth be flat?
Everything is round.
Right.
Oh,
So
okay,
they could
let
flat
me
Earthers tell us it's an illusion. These nuts.
but let me sound like pro Black Chris, because pro Black Chris, shout out to him. He
Talk about that,
made an
Kate.
excellent point. Y'all, you got that clip? Because
Yeah,
he
I got
said
the.
he said perfectly. If the Earth is flat, right, then how come every time when the sun hits the Earth and hits the surface of the planet, how come the sunlight don't bounce off of the ocean floor all the way around the planet, just on the day side part of it?
Exactly.
So
And
therefore
that's
the
why
Earth
I
ain't
believe
flat,
the earth is round. That's why I
right?
believe it. Yes.
Right.
They've been thinking this shit for millions of years now. Okay, if the Dogon wrote this in caves and the Egyptians wrote this in their hieroglyphs, just because the Europeans forgot what knowledge was for I don't know 400 or 500 years, then they what obtained the knowledge, started doing the mathematics, and the Earth was round. This is how we get our solar system. I don't understand why people are still arguing this flat Earth thing. Somebody actually told me I'm stupid and that I'm programmed. You know his name. Okay, well I'll take my mathematical
I
and
don't understand
scientific
why people
program.
argue it as well. It's ridiculous.
So
We weren't even exposed to this concept until Paleface made some type of stupid ass assertion.
Y'all know that these pseudo street philosophers, they really need to come up with really stupid shit to get people to pay for their dumb lectures in New York City. Y'all know that, right?
I
That's
agree
all.
with you. I
That's
agree
all.
with you. It's like people make up shit for people. Yeah, they're called solicitors, okay? And the flat earth theory is a solicitation. That's what it is. It's like, let me see if I can get away with convincing people to believe something that's some BS so I can get paid for it. It's a solicitation.
yeah,
Niggas better get their books alone.
so like the thing is though, going back to the moon thing. Yeah, I got some investments. Yeah, I put some money in some investments already. Cause yeah, cause soon as they gonna say we got helium-3, we gonna
Oh,
break it
that's
down here
right.
right in Earth.
That's right. Big J already had a plan for the moon. He already had a whole goddamn script for the moon. I forgot about that. Y'all, Big J spent a whole hour one day explaining all the shit that could be done at the moon, all the different
Hmm.
minerals. He got
Yeah,
real nerdy. That shit was hilarious.
They gonna need
yeah,
farmers. They
yeah,
gonna need
yeah. Like
farmers on
okay. Guess what? We got nuclear reactors, right? So I know I'm about to go completely nerd shit on y'all, right?
Go with it.
Right. 17. Okay, if you put a helium-3 gas in a nuclear reactor, the output will increase by 17%.
Mm-mm.
if you take what down there from the moon, bring it down here to Earth, and put it in your local nuclear reactor, the power wattage would increase by 17%.
Mm-hmm.
So you will know what people people have more electricity. People will have less need for gasoline and coal.
So we went to the moon,
like nuclear,
and the moon got all these resources, but we still down here scrapping with each other on the Earth. When we went
got
to the
enough
moon,
resources. We got enough resources here, Queen. We still ain't dig them all up.
no,
So
the fuck
why?
we don't. We gotta be blowing people up and killing people. Of course we don't. What the hell?
No. We do got resources. Eagle Shore, Eagle Shell. Listen, they just capped Eagle Shell down here in Texas. There is enough oil to last you for another 200 years.
We
They
got
just
enough
capped this
lithium.
shit.
We got enough lithium in America to produce electric cars for the next 50, 60 years without a problem, without a hitch. The only thing is, extracting it is dangerous, so we will not do it because it will destroy our little piece of earth that we have here. Okay, that's what they're doing in Africa, destroying them.
You're right, and that's why we go to Africa. That's why we go to Afghanistan to get lithium. That's why we go over there to get it. We don't. That's why we extracted over there.
How is it
Now over
dangerous?
here.
How is it dangerous? How?
You need
poison.
what's arsenic to get some of that stuff out. The
Right.
chemicals used to extract it, they seep into the earth, they seep into the ground. Same problem with getting gold and all that other stuff out. There's a chemical process that is involved with the extraction that leaves a very horrible waste product. You can look this up. It's a destructive waste product. It's destroying environments.
Break these countries off and take care of the people the right way, you can get some natural resources.
I'm learning some
here.
shit.
We got cobalt, we got tungsten, we got anything you want. It's here in America. We're just not pulling it out the earth because it's dangerous. Everything is here. Where do you think they found it all? They found it all here first. America's been at the precipice of all of these technologies for years. Like these are the greatest minds of white earth and black earth that you have here, and they were pushing things, and what made them push further was communism versus capitalism. That's why we did go to the moon.
Well, the thing is, white folks won't go and work with another country or black and brown country. They rather call them tyrants and find a way to take it over, or go to war with it for the stuff the items the minerals that you need. That's the problem with America.
And another reason we went is the silicon epidemic. So during the Cold War, America was creating technologies, making computer chips and everything smaller and smaller and smaller, to the point where we got little computers in our pockets right now. They was beating the Russians at the SOSUSnet. They was listening to the Russians. Russians were spending billions of dollars trying to protect themselves from America, and America knew where every submarine was the whole time until the Akula class. Meaning they spent billions and billions of dollars for nothing. Same thing that went out with when it came to the missiles and their what is that MiG-35, that shit that flies super fast in the altitude. Yeah, the Israelis started shooting that shit out the sky. The Russians didn't know how the fuck they was doing it. All it took was some mathematics in the silicon chip trajectory. Boom, get out of here. Again, America's been on shit for a very long time. We've been doing this for a very long time. All you gotta do is study history.
That tech game. That's why
half of the tech we have came from those moon expeditions. Apollo. A lot of these technologies that we have right now came from Apollo.
Let's see, I'm an old Jetsons fan. I believe that everything that we watch on the Jetsons will come to pass one day, and we here.
It was on Star Trek too. Okay, these cell phones. They got universal translators now, right? Y'all do know we got universal translators. You stick it in your ear. Somebody speak a language, you understand them.
Right, worldwide.
Yeah, you could buy it. It's like $35 too.
Right, a little small one. It's a little black little earpiece, look like an earbud.
Yeah.
I gotta tell y'all, I fuck around and watch the video. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Big J. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was talking to a Russian with one of those.
You know what I'm saying?
And you can always do it on your phone.
But y'all, I fuck around and watched one of those videos that was breaking down the moon landing, very critical, and it was basically showing how that shit was fake. And they were showing that the moon landing was like a Hollywood, created production. Yeah. And once I seen that, I was just like, man. So how do you square that circle, V-Dub? I want to know.
I don't know because they said they got a picture of Neil Armstrong saying something about he never went to. Listen, the things that we've done and the fact that you can pick up a telescope and go look and still see that damn flag up there makes me kind of question what we talking about. Did we just shoot the flag up and
Right.
make it look like we've been there or something? Like if I'm not the bottom half of the lunar lander is still up there.
And then how many times they gonna fool us? Yeah, how many times they gonna fool us?
Yeah, but y'all act like though we only went there like one time.
There's several landers up there.
It was several landers. The last time though we left the moon was January 1973. So I mean, it was like this early 70s when the last time a person set foot off the bitch.
I think the white man is a liar. That's part of it right there. I think the white
I
man
believe
is
it.
always a liar. So there's that.
But may they shoot rockets from Cape Canaveral at least once a week out here. I recorded one and posted it on YouTube.
A rocket is not the same as going to the moon and standing on it and being on the moon.
Mm.
And we're talking about in the time of no technology, really. They was just getting planes off the ground in the 1900s? Okay.
1904.
Okay, so you went from being able to do a basic aviation and have planes moving, and now you expect me to think 60 years later you done took your ass all the way up to the moon, and you prepared for everything that's on the moon and breathing on the moon and all that shit.
Yes.
I think the Soviets had them scared, and they wanted the Soviets to be more afraid that we're a higher technology. That's my guess.
The road to technical advances it increased in a half-life. So if it took them 20 years in a horse and buggy, then it took them 10 years in the car. You know what I mean? It's going to take them 5 years to get the electric car. If you get what I'm saying, I'm just using that as an example. You see how we went from these big ass AT&T cell phones that we had in like the 80s to these little phones right now that we could probably put on 2 fingers.
Right, we can make them even smaller.
Technology moves in a half-life. It increases exponentially.
I typed in, was the moon landing real? And the answer I got is in the back chat. I'll read it if I'm allowed. Yes, the moon landing was real. Multiple lines of evidence, including third-party observations and high-resolution images from NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. Hello, I'm sorry. I hope I pronounced it right.
No, you got it right.
Reconnaissance. Okay, confirmed that
But Queen is-
humans landed on the moon 6 times between 1969 and 1972 during the Apollo program. That's the AI generated response when you type into Google, was the moon landing real?
And that's a 2 little white man who lies. I'm just saying. But okay, Mella, my counter to that is Queen made a point. Why they ain't been back since?
The Cold
How many years is
I
that?
don't know. That's a good question. I have
There you
no idea.
T.
I can type that in too. Why haven't we been back to the moon? Let's
I'm
look
telling y'all.
into that.
Well,
There's no incentive. There's no incentive.
Right, and I think what they're doing right now is they're building portals where they can stop midway between getting all the way to the moon and stopping at one of those space stations. They're working on space stations now, and that's going to launch you right to the moon with no problem. Oh, yeah.
There's too much technology, and we would be able to disprove them. We got GPS. We got programs that are tracking people's personal planes and shit. They can't do it. They can't lie to us these days.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. So by that logic, right? How come though America does not have the bullet train? The bullet train technology is out here already. How come America doesn't have it?
Because we keep bombing and killing everybody else, and we got endless wars. That's why.
No, there is no incentive to have the bullet train in the United States. But if you go to South Korea, you go to Japan, bullet trains running up and down. You could be in Tokyo and be in Osaka in less than an hour.
It emphasizes political will. Political will is why infrastructure hasn't been modernized and updated in competition with other places that have those advancements.
What did I say, Miller? We have no incentive. We have no incentive.
No incentives. Yeah, there's
Me
no
and
incentives.
What
Yeah.
you mean they no incentive? It's America is huge. It's a great incentive to be able to
The,
have a
the
bullet train.
political
Yeah,
the
yeah.
you're not
the
getting it, Queen.
political atmosphere does not prioritize
Going to
infrastructure.
thank you.
And
The
last
reason
year,
why Japan is sympathized to doing it because Japan does not have its own energy resources. They don't. They are an import nation. We create our own oil and gas for the most part, right? So we love our cars and our automobiles and shit. So therefore, we can just
The
we afford.
oil.
Yeah, because we can't afford to go out and get in the car and go anywhere we want. But the Japanese people can't do that, and the Koreans can't do that because they don't have enough.
yeah, they
Right?
overcrowded.
Yeah. Because the natural there's no natural
Okay, well,
resources.
uh, I would argue with you, Big J, and say that the whole Northeast they could have a bullet train. People from Philadelphia and Boston and stuff would love to get to New York City and DC. So we can't say that the Northeast, which is very
Go
closely, they're
go
smaller
May.
states.
May they've done it already. They've increased the speed of the Metro North and all those other
I ain't
lines.
saying increase.
They've
I said
increased.
a bullet train like they got in the Asian countries.
It's too dangerous for right now to do it. All of our trains and everything, they cross over roads,
They
they
don't
cross through
That's
these
a
little.
different
prioritize that.
infrastructure, right?
They
Yeah,
prioritize oil.
Well, the
Period.
thing is, they won't have to even worry about that because they got the bullet trains are magnetic. It's
right.
pulled by magnetic energy, and it's very easy to do. We just can't get it together politically. We
We
had
If
a
you're
still
gonna
shot.
got
if you're
power
gonna
We
do it,
lines
it
on
would.
top of the
had
ground.
a
We one
shot.
of
Let
the
me,
We
let
only
trying
me
to
tell
get.
countries
you
that
all
still
how
had
We were
energy
trying to
like
green.
get
that.
a high-speed train after Katrina to come from Houston to New Orleans. Just for the tourist aspect. And stuff because it's not
Okay.
so
Yeah,
Queen, we
put
didn't
a
hear what you
bullet train
said.
across. Oh,
right.
Queen,
But
nobody heard what you said.
I said we still got power lines on top of the ground, and we one of the few countries that still got that shit looking like that. Everybody else stuff is under the ground. Our
Everybody's
infrastructure
stuff
in the
is
United
underground.
States of
Why we still
America
got stuff? But
is
why we still got power lines? That's some old ancient bullshit, right?
Because for agricultural purposes. That's
No,
mainly
it's
what
not,
that's
Big
about.
J. You don't
No,
want
no,
to,
no,
Big
no,
J.
no, it's not. No, it's not. It's for agriculture purposes. The
You
reason
don't
why
want to
though,
deal with the reality. We spend all our
no,
money. We prioritize
the reason,
war.
no,
We should be
no,
spending money on war
right,
and
right,
bullshit.
right. But at the same time though, May, we can't. The reason why though we don't bury our power lines because of agricultural reasons. That's why we see more power lines in the Midwest and the South. All right, and because like they need because we have enough farmland, or green or arable land.
Big
So
J, why aren't you addressing the elephant in the room, which is greed, brother? There is a
yeah,
systematic.
I'm not denying that, but I'm just giving you
Oh, okay.
what is. I'm just giving you a purpose in the
Do
excuse
you
that would be.
realize there are
Don't
right,
nobody
but that's
care
not a
about
good
cow
purpose
culture.
there are
because
Ain't nobody
patents.
dealing with cows and
Italy
grass and
is
There
shit.
very
are patents.
agricultural, and they don't
Oh.
got power lines screwed all over the goddamn place. And
They
Anyway,
ain't
it's
got
there are
very
power.
agricultural.
patents.
They ain't got
There are
power.
patents that would
But
literally
got plenty of power.
improve
I lived
our
there for
way
years. We
of
wasn't
life.
without no damn power.
There are patents that would improve our way of life in many ways, but those patents are suppressed intentionally because it interferes with the established structure, the greedy established structure of current
You
I don't even know what to call these
you
damn
could thank
people.
you could thank Donald Trump's grandfather for that. He's the one that captured all of Nikola Tesla's information when the dude passed away. He was the first one to go into the
And
hotel
that's
room and
what
take
I'm
all that
saying.
information.
It's like
So
and whenever something that improves our society comes on the horizon, they suppress that.
you want to know why,
Period.
Nella? The military gets it first. Facial recognition, voice command, fingerprint
Yeah,
recognition,
they
all that
have
shit
to
was out
figure
before.
out how it's
Now
going
it's
to
at your job,
profit
right? So now
somebody
have you ever been to one of
outside
those
of
jobs?
who invented it.
But have you ever been to a job where you had to scan your thumb to clock in?
Yeah,
Exactly.
They've been
Yeah,
doing that
yeah.
shit before Area 51 was a thing. That shit is
absolutely.
old.
I'll give
So
you
yeah,
something real basic and simple. Just take I know you all men aren't interested in this, but there's a tire. Okay, I'm gonna give you something to think about. There's a tire that actually doesn't ever go flat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got
Yeah,
air
And
yeah,
pockets in
yeah,
between.
what
They use it on
happened
tractors.
yeah,
was
yeah.
they was like, well, what the hell we gonna do if people's tires never go flat? So they suppressed that invention. And there's another
Right.
invention for women. Let's take it down to a fraction. Something as vain as stockings. There was a patent for stockings that never rip. What the hell do you think that the stocking industry did? They suppressed that goddamn invention. They locked that shit
Hey,
up and killed that motherfucking inventor. Okay?
But you know what? There's some stockings I like to rip over. Oh, I'm sorry. Keep it
hey,
on. I'm sorry.
hey, Mella,
You know what?
I
It
bring it to today.
man to, bring that about.
Mella,
But what I'm saying is
Mella,
there
I bring you
there
that
are
today.
inventions that can improve our lives that are intentionally being suppressed due to the greed of capitalism.
You're right.
Do you know about my man Julian,
Agreed.
the dude who created plastiline? Do you know about Julian? Because creating gasoline from plastic is not a new technology. All you need is high compression and heat. It will
That's all
revert
you
back to
need.
what it came from.
I don't know why. Listen, I don't know why everybody thought he invented gasoline out of plastic. I don't know why
He right
everybody thought
now,
that what he. I don't know why
yo,
everybody thought that what he did was new. That's not
Big
new.
J, Big
That's
J,
not
Big
new.
J,
You can tell your
right
damn
now,
self.
Big
Go
J,
ahead.
right now he's doing
They
videos with my
invented
homeboy.
a
Wait, Mella,
vehicle that can use
Mella,
water.
Yeah,
Hold on.
yeah, they killed that African guy. Right now, Julian is in Orlando, Florida, with one of my friends that I grew up with, filling up his Corvette with that plastiline stuff. Right now, it's popping on Instagram. Go look up Ozzy Oz the Virus. He's got the hottest freaking Corvette in Orlando, Florida. He's using that plastiline stuff with Julian right now. They're doing videos all over the
The
internet.
point is that this country was built off of greed.
Yeah,
And
it's
that's
America.
what
Yeah.
will remain to be so until it changes.
I'm shaking my head at a lot of people who thinking about gasoline and that plastiline shit, right? And I'm saying like, dude, and I forgot. They don't. I guess people don't think that plastic don't come from oil, right?
Does
I,
anybody know the process of making oil?
I do.
Like,
I do.
it's several different levels of oil
Right.
when you first process
Right.
it. You got
Right.
bunker C, you got number 4, you got number 5, you got
Yeah.
kerosene, you got gasoline, and then there's
Right.
products that come. You got your petrochemicals, the things that they make our medications with. Do we have not paid attention to what the fuck is going on? Like, you can make
Yeah. I mean,
gasoline in your backyard.
right.
We
So
haven't given attention to it. You're right. We haven't.
I remember I used to work at I don't want to say where I used to work at because I don't want to get doxxed, but I used to work at a place where like we make bags, plastic bags. I'm like, y'all don't know where gasoline comes from? Y'all that is like little square oil gels, and you run it through this machine, and the machine will take it, and then it will you put it in a mold
Extract.
and the shit, it extracts, and then it becomes plastic bags. So I'm like, y'all don't sit there and see that what the plastiline shit, y'all. I don't know why niggas think that shit that was some brand new shit. Like, no, it's not.
That shit is the oldest thing in the book.
Yeah, that's the oldest thing in the book. Yeah, like what?
Plastic, the invention of plastic and it's being utilized in our society is a detriment. I just really have a problem with plastic in general.
Well, the
I don't
waste
like
products that come from making gasoline, kerosene, airplane fluid is what we have left over, and that's what you get: your plastics, your plastic bottles, your plastic bottle caps, all of that.
Crisco is made from plastic. Crisco, the thing that's causing cancer to this day. It's not an accident that cancer occurrences are increasing.
Well, they used to make it out of soybean.
The oil, or rather the petroleum companies, they wanted to profit off of the what was left over fuel. They wanted to and they created, all these industrial oils that people are frying their foods with. And next thing you know, not everybody, but a lot of people are facing health concerns because they have been made to believe that natural animal products are insufficient
Nothing
compared to these
beats
chemical products. Chemical
nothing.
products,
Nothing
but
beats lard. I'm sorry. Nothing beats lard.
lard is good lard, not your
Yeah,
regular smegular lard, good lard.
nothing beats lard, and nothing beats bacon grease to
Oh
cook.
yeah.
Oh man.
Right.
And butter,
Oh.
baby. Butter.
Ooh. Ooh.
Butter,
Ooh.
butter, butter.
Man,
Real
you talking about
butter.
you talking about some diabetes, a heart attack, some stroke right there with all that butter and shit. You know.
No,
I just
butter
want to
is
break in real quick and say this. I just want to break in and say this real
clarified
quick,
butter,
y'all.
preferably.
Y'all, please support the channel. Hit the Cash App. Y'all support the channels. Good content. Appreciate the channel.
Yeah,
I
we
should
having a
get.
nice powwow. We having a really nice little powwow. What's gonna make it more significant if Big J and Kev talk about investing? Like,
Well, I'm.
how do we get into investing? Where do we start? Like,
$20
just a
a week.
regular everyday person that never considered investing. What's their first step?
Download Coinbase, Robinhood, and a few other things, and start with $20 a week.
Yeah.
You will lose money, but you might also gain money.
But
Download Robinhood and stick with it. That's what you're saying?
Well, you
yeah.
gotta do a little research. So you might want to, buy stocks in Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, Boeing, these things that form the military industrial complex.
Right.
You can start there because their stocks usually never go down. Get you a little Apple, just a little bit. What else is out there? If you can, Nvidia. If you would have got Nvidia a while ago, you've been real good. I said a little bit of Apple.
No. You know what I invest in? Israeli.
Here we go. Now we got a show.
No. I actually invested in Israeli corporations like Zim, ZIM, the shipping company. Oh man, the monthly dividends. Oh my God, it's up by 46%.
Yeah. Surprisingly, Ford has dividends.
The maritime shipping company.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man, because but ever since that war popped off, oh man, the dividends went up. When Israel was bombing the Palestinians, oh man, that shit went up. Now I feel guilty though, staying with them, but I said fuck it, Shit, I
Is
need
there
some money.
anything you wouldn't invest in based on your principles? Like, for instance, the prison industrial complex.
I never
losing
money right now.
Money.
I say I wouldn't do that, but at the same time, when you dig into it, when you other companies like Coca-Cola,
it's making money, baby.
They profit off and look at the Johnson & Johnson profit off the prison system, industrial and prison. So a lot of companies in
those vaccine companies, they making money.
Yeah, all that. That's in the. We making money off it regardless.
Now, ever since they found oil off the coast of Guyana, I went to Exxon and Mobil.
For all
now, Guyana's right by Venezuela, right? So since Venezuela start puffing out the chest out, right? I said, you know what? Let me drop some coins on this Exxon and Mobil and other oil companies because they're about the drill over there.
Now I just built a portfolio for my brother. I got about 10,000, and I did that in the last couple of months, right? Last 3 months, and 10,000 in it, about 9,000 in it, 9,500, and I took a little margin 1,000 and put on it just to increase it. and I'm gonna just do a dollar cost averaging as I go. So right now it's pushing like a solid $650 return, which is about 7% return on my money. I got Nvidia in there,
Mm-hmm.
Peloton. I have Google, of course, Amazon. This is long term, and they're in jail, so it's gonna be a minute. You got good time, right? I got Vanguard high dividend funds. I'm with you on that. Like with the dividends, long term, right? UPS, UPS still pays a good dividend. They just consolidated. UPS, I'm looking at it right now, pays 6.8% yearly dividends, annual dividends. Now they laid a lot of people off because they go with the mechanics, right? With the robot stuff, just like Amazon Warehouse Will and stuff like that. That's why they laid a lot of people off. Johnson and Johnson, that's one of those things that Warren Buffett would say. You get stuff that you go always use. Society is going to always use Johnson and Johnson, right?
Right.
So I got Old Realty Company, old ticker the symbol O. They rent all the properties to like places like Amazon. They own the land. High-rise buildings, they own the land. They kind of
Get you some McDonald's then, because McDonald's owns the land. They don't own the stores.
No, McDonald's started McDonald's to own the land. They didn't start it
Mm-hmm.
to sell burgers. Yeah, I read that story. But
Mm-hmm.
they paying about 5.96% dividends, so that's a good high dividend yield. And just a couple of ones that got with some high dividends, like Verizon. You can't go wrong with Verizon, and Verizon is paying 6.7% dividends. So I look for dividends that's more of a kick out than what the bank is giving you every month. Quarterly dividends. Lamar Advertising. Lamar Advertising is paying 4% dividends. Those are the ones who build the billboards and the digital billboards on side the interstate down there in New York. You know how you see like Lamar at the bottom written in green at the underneath.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Two major companies, that company and CBS. So that kind of stuff there. So now I'm just trying to build a moat like that where I can get a little bit of everything. Now I
I
was looking at
told y'all he's exceptional.
right. I was looking at Exxon. Right about that.
I told you.
You're right about that, Big J with Exxon. 'Cause I was just looking at that. Right. So that's just what I started with. That's what I would do if I had 10,000 to put on the side. Now that's what I've made them videos with on my channel. Talking about how I do that. That when people ask that, this what you do. JP Morgan Chase.
Forever company.
Right. So I had to get in. I got to find a bank. JP Morgan Chase is it pays 1.9% dividends, but I think Bank of America pay high. So I'm all about the dividend growth. So
Ford pays dividends, but I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
got
about them.
Out of stock with Bank of America is doing pretty good too.
right. So what I look for is the main good companies that pay over 4% dividend, because I know in my
Right.
savings account it's paying like 3.5%, and my Capital One check savings account 3.6%. So I need at least 4 or 5% interest rate kickback just to try to beat the market, right? And get a little more than what the market is giving you. That inflation goes up 2-3%, and then you have little taxes. So if I can beat that, I'll be good. But this ain't my first rodeo with that shit. I done did this before and started again. So I know how to get it started. Because I had a retirement 401k plan with UPS before, and I used to look into that. And that was a good plan. And so if this was one of the best plans, all I did was look into those and find out the
With
companies
those
that
companies.
make
Yep.
money. Right. Now, so I got tech involved in NVIDIA, but you know what I'm looking at now on VDove?
What's up?
The companies that making the robots that's actually going to work the warehouses for UPS,
Amazon and them.
Amazon and all that. The employees gone. People always society can say, oh, they laying all these people off. Look, people go push forward, right?
Right.
that's gonna stop. Like we Jetsons and well, that society moves. So how did they make money? Computers, robots, all that's coming. So when I look at when I do research, I look for companies that's like when they say
Innovative.
on whatever that robotic company is that's stacking the packages. I look up that company, right? That's the company that's going to be working in Amazon. And then when UPS
See,
showed their little example, those companies, and they got
There's a
few of
company in Louisiana, I believe, and they're building our new fleet of small boats, small drone boats, and they're pumping them out because our Navy can't do things without cost overrun and no shit like
right. We
that.
always did
So
that in Avondale with the U-boats back in the day.
yeah, so now they got a new company out and they're building like little fast boats, autonomous fast boats. They got a new company building they took the idea of the narco
What's the
subs.
name of the company?
I can't remember right now. It's a new. They just look for like an article regarding Navy subcontractors in Louisiana. Like they built their facility and they're pumping out boats like crazy.
Yeah.
Autonomous boats.
yeah. Wait a minute, that was an episode of what's that? NCIS New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They
actually talked about it on that show. Yeah.
Them same boats that they used to bring cocaine to America are now being used to take weapons, material into the middle of the Pacific. This is what they're going to use to stop China from invading Taiwan. They're pumping these things out so fast it's not even funny.
Right.
And they're made to be destroyed.
My suggestion is when you're looking around there, when you see things like that, forget the story. I don't even give a shit about the story. Who making that product? When Bill Gates and the top investors and Rich Dad, Poor Dad, people and them say when he walked through the grocery store and the doors opened by themselves in the 1970s, he looked up and said, "Who made that?" That's the first thing he thought. Not wow, they opened the door open by itself, and he started buying stocks. One of them said. He said his biggest investment idea came from his wife. He was a wealthy man. His wife woke him up at 6 a.m. to go to the pharmacy, the gas station or something like that, to go stand in the store. And he said they had a line of women, and it was old back in the day, 60, 70. They had a line of women outside the store waiting for the store to open. And he said, my biggest profit was what we see every day. He said was leg pantyhose. He said, I brought stock in that at first. Because if you go make a wrap around the block in a high, and we sat there and waited because they wanted that product. We seen it before. We seen them line up around the block for Nike. We see them line up around the block for Apple. Apple have a solid Apple base. Them niggas ain't going nowhere. You can't get an Apple person to switch to Samsung.
At
I
all.
got some
I hate
waste
it. I can't
management
do it.
stock too.
Right.
Oh
Yeah. So
I'm actually running options on it.
I ought to kick myself in my own ass.
What's wrong with you?
Rocket Lab Corporations. I don't know why I sold that stock. Motherfucker, the motherfucker started at $28, $28.74. Today is $60. It's almost $70. Well, I'll be dead. No, I'm sorry. It went up to 70 in October, but it went down to 41 today. I whoop my own ass for that shit.
Yeah, but don't think of it like
I
that.
know how you feel. I know how you feel.
Then you would be in your emotions. You know why? Because why? And you can't invest in emotions. Like if you got in, did you make a profit? Did you need the money to make a profit? Well, yeah. That was a good stock trade. You profited.
I sold it because I needed the money though. But
same thing with me. I was getting Netflix was about $10 a share before Katrina hit, and I was making good money. I had Netflix while Blockbuster was open, and it was common sense.
Damn.
Yeah.
God damn, bro. That's some money right there.
Oh my God.
Right. So the thing is, and the thing is, like, I was thinking that, okay, well, damn, I'm listening to the audio tapes of how to invest my money because I was making extra money. And they were like, okay, so I just start thinking as an investor. Uh, Blockbuster has to pay for overhead, products, shipping, handling. They're still charging fucking late fees and stuff like that and a higher price because they're in high rent areas. And Netflix was what? $10 a share at that time. When Katrina hit, I made a good bit of money. I think I'm putting in about 2,000, made about 7,000, but I cashed out after Katrina because I needed the money.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Dang.
that's a good thing. It's a trade. It's profit. So I just got to take that. And when you go through some of these these books and some of them like the Bill
The
Gates.
moral of the story is only invest what you can keep investing in, as opposed to. But everybody has emergencies, of course.
Right.
It's just that when it comes to investing, make sure that you can stick and stay.
Right. And see, the thing is, there's going to always be another idea like that. You just got to catch the next one coming. It took those old white men 3 years to realize the impact Michael Jordan had on Nike. Took them 3 years to realize it. So that's when that's in the book of One Up on Wall Street, written by Peters, right? That's a
One
good
up on Wall Street, yeah.
right. So he tells you that. He said it's gonna always be another $1 million idea. So don't just think that you missed the boat there. So he got friends that missed the Disney boat that he had to offer to buy Disney stock. And he said, well, why didn't you buy it? He said, well, when I brought it, Disney had to file bankruptcy 3 times already. Why would I get into that? It made sense though.
Man,
So
and look, man, Reddit started off. I'm looking at the IPO, right?
right.
Reddit started off at $34. Currently, it's 223 and
Mhm.
50 cents. I'm like, well, God be damn. And I could have whooped my own ass because I was like, man, I wish I could get in it. And I was ignoring the IPOs as well. I was ignoring the shit out of the IPOs though.
Right, because
I caught that GameStop wave.
what they call an initial public offering. So
Yeah,
that's when it first came out. But that's what people who don't know what an IPO is.
yeah, man. I be watching my IPOs, man. And I could have.
Well,
Yeah.
I
I
give
remember.
you another one. Listen, when Facebook came out, and this is during our time. Remember, Facebook stock was going public. With these old bankers and investors who don't know what they don't know, because this is in the book of One Up on Wall Street. You got a better insight on what the people was with the better stock to pick than the bankers or the people that control your money do, because they had no idea that Facebook had $1 billion or how it was going to make money and why was it such a big deal. They didn't realize Facebook already had 3 generations in there and they running advertising. And AOL was still charging at that time. And that was the new wave.
And that was when because like Facebook really got popped off because of the 2008 election.
Right.
There was an advertisement. There was all the candidates was the base was shown on there. All that
as the IPO at $40-something a share and dropped down to 25.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because it was just an underachiever that he wanted 45 for it, but the bankers didn't get it, so they wouldn't buy into it. That was the time to get in on it because we knew what Facebook can do. They didn't. So when they start seeing Facebook quarterly income from their quarterly reports after a year, then they jumped in, and that's why Facebook went up so high. So you always have the inside scoop. Every day,
right, but
every day you swipe your card, you swiping into a product.
I'm thinking about buying Warner Brothers because they about to be sold, and I'm trying to figure out who's going to buy them. Is it going to be the Saudis, Netflix, or Paramount?
I hope it's the Saudis. I'm with the Saudis.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I want the Saudis to buy Warner Brothers, because at least
I
you
think,
get you
yeah,
get
they'll
off the
let it.
hands of.
Yeah, they let it go as it is. They just let that creativity be what it is. They ain't gonna try to change it too much.
You gotta understand, like Warner Brothers on the comic book field right now, and their animation is extremely good. I think they own a few. Like, if Saudis get them, that's the golf is gonna be over there. Like, they got a lot of good things popping.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
and they don't got
But you
that
know,
DEI bullshit.
right. But anyway, y'all, I got to end this. I got to end this. Yeah.
All right, good talking to you.
I got to get up in the afternoon. So yeah. Yeah.
All
So
right,
anyway, y'all.
bye. See you later. It's nice, good talking to y'all. All right, Mella, Queen, V-Dub. I'll
All
holler
right.
at y'all later.
All
All right,
right.
peace, family.
Have a
All
good
right.
day,
All right then.
everybody.
All right then. All right then,
I'll
y'all.
I'll
I'm
see
gonna get
y'all
off of
later.
here. All right.
I'll get off of
All
here.
right. Yeah. Yeah. I got to do something this afternoon. So thank y'all for coming, and I'll see y'all later. And I'm out. Peace.
I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.